The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience and sometimes adult language.
Man, this sucks.
The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience.
It still sucks.
Content and sometimes adult language. Discretion is advised.
Max Headroom all of a sudden.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
The Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show.
This still sucks. It sucks. I'm telling you, it sucks. Hey, get a hold of it. Figure it out. Get it right. Even what's going on here? This isn't even working out.
20 Talk 844.
You got to get it right. You just got to get it right. Something's not right. Can't be the one. This cannot be the one. I think it is the one, though. Hang on. It's the one. No, something's wrong here. Yeah, there's two of them, dummy. There's two of them going on. That's what's going on. I'm going to mute the Skype connection. Stand by. You're not muting anything. It's not the Skype connection. All right, is that better? No, it's not better at all. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the Skype connection. No, it wasn't the Skype connection. You're just crazy. You know, you're listening to the Full Melt Show, broadcasting live, remotely. When I come in broken up, Robert, can you give me an update on how we're sounding? I don't know. How I sound to you may not how we sound on the air. I'm pretty sure that's the case. You know, it gets a little strange here. What happened was while we were playing a little tape back while we were doing some reporter stuff, Poochling number 3, I think, or maybe Poochling number 1, I think, as the hierarchy goes. Poochling number 1 came over here and got in the window to look outside, either to watch me doing the fueling or to look for Mama coming back, one of the two. He was yipping and howling in the window. He knows what. She's like, "What did you do? What's wrong?" The dog's like, "I don't know what that sound meant." Came over in the window, but in the only thing that's in this window besides my hind end is I still don't know what happened. Daddy needs a smoke. I don't know what happened with those. They're floating around somewhere. Oh, thank you. That'll work. Oh, that's right. Oh, no. Those are far away now. I have a portable catch. The dog actually thought, hey, that's a toy. So, it's been a crazy day. Channel 12's been up here. I imagine we might have opportunity for other... I don't know if anybody else is going to do any news. It's really a fluff news story. It's not any hard news. It'll be hard news when we get it done. This is a human interest story right now because this is the kind of thing where you're going to extremes to get something accomplished. You know, that's what it is. Oh, I've got this horrible indigestion following me around now. But what did I have earlier that gave me the indigestion? I'm putting something over there. So anyway, they're good boys and girls. Oh, all right. So 3:11 in the afternoon. I'm Steve Green. I'm getting all kinds of requests from people. This. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm suspect of this friend request. Very suspect. Yeah, I'm not friending this lady at all. Here's the thing. She's wearing one of those Islamic scarves. She's got a picture out over a wooden deck over a lot of water. Says former student at American University. Studied Cambridge University at Damascus University. See, this is all bullshit is what it is. There's a single photo. There's one updated picture, profile picture from November. That's it. There's only the two pictures, the C picture and her in the scarf thing, the little cover my head thing. She looks either Indian, like she's an Indian lady, or from Pakistan. Look at that kind of thing. I don't know where she's, what does the about thing say? That's it. There's nothing more about Rania. Her name is Rania. That sounds like an Indian name. She says she's a software engineer, student at Washington, D.C. District of Columbia. Yeah, I don't trust any of that. Her name is Rania Umair. Rania Umair. I want nothing to do with you, girl. I'm deleting your friend request, and I should block you. I want nothing to do with you. You're completely suspect. You have no other profile picture, and you say Washington, D.C., and you're wearing the Muslim scarf. I don't trust it. Look, if it's not just the Muslim scarf. If it was just the scarf thing, and she had a full profile, and she posted pictures, and, she says she lives in a decent, just Washington, D.C., really? Studied American University at Cambridge University? No, this is a fake profile. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. Always look at the people who are making friend requests of you. I know this because I get tons of friend requests all the time because of the crazy radio show. Yeah, request removed. That's right. I removed that request for good reason. If somebody friend requests you, don't just hit OK. Don't just hit accept if you don't know them. The machine is asking you if this is truly a friend, if this is somebody that you know. If you say yes and you don't know them and you didn't check out their profile in advance to make sure they were kind of okay, they got to look like somebody normal. If they're not posting anything on their Facebook profile, they're not a real profile. Anybody who has a social media profile posts to it. Even if it's just once in a great while, like once a month, I'll put up a couple pictures and say something, like one sentence. And then next month I might do the same thing on my Facebook cycle. You know what I mean? People's Facebook cycles are a lot shorter than that. Like I'm in there probably every twice an hour at least. Sometimes more than that. Sometimes I just can't climb out of the thing, just because I'm so busy posting with all the comments, and you get sucked in. But look at who you're friending, please. Because otherwise, people might be gathering information about you and trying to use that against you. People are nefarious. Don't be fooled by your own lack of willingness to investigate or vet out the people you are friend requesting on social media, or friend accepting on social media. Look at the profile and see what's going on, and then accept them if you think it's cool. But anybody who's got two pictures or one picture, and it's the only picture they have, and it's a recent picture, like it went up yesterday or a couple days ago, and they're friend requesting you, and they've got nothing else to post. Hey, I'm new on Facebook. I always said I wouldn't get on this thing, but here I am. Can somebody help me out and know what is this about? Nothing like that. It's just a profile picture. So we're getting ready to go to our first break, coming back live after the dog incident. It's the great dog incident of 2015. I'll tell you what, it's a greater dog incident. It was a multiple incident with the piles left on the comforters on the back bed. There'll be no more of that. We'll be right back with more of the Full Melt Show. Don't go away.
You're getting the Full Melt.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stick.
Stand up for you. We stand up with you.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out. natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred Elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki,
Sacred Elements.
raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Door Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 81025.
Better today. I'll tell you what, we had an awful signature gathering campaign earlier yesterday. We got like 6 signatures. It's kind of got dark and windy and a little dreary, a little bit rainy outside. It's just been a mess, but we're out here toughing through it anyways with a 5,000 signature goal before our campaign's over. And we're hoping to bring those numbers up. We got that's just for yesterday, 6 signatures. That is our goal is 5,000. That means we need 750 at this location, and we were already behind the ball when we got here. I can tell you, sadly, we are not going to probably reach that goal of 5,000 signatures. Maybe you can surprise me if you bring a bunch of your friends down here. Everybody listening to this broadcast or hopefully watching Channel 12 tonight, bring your friends down. We need you in droves. Bring your family down. If you can't bring them down, come down and pick up a sheet and take it out really quick and go get those people to sign it and bring it back here before we leave, and we'll turn it in with the rest of them. This is going to when we do things like that, you turn one. A suckling mouth from the teat of cash like that, and I'm talking about the police and prosecutors and all the townships that depend on this income from this marketplace. Those are the people who've turned principally into the prohibitionists, that and big industry, who's like, hey, I don't want that to compete with my product. It's going to interrupt my revenue stream. Those are the people who are about this. The police, have no business lobbying against marijuana. Why would they do that? They shouldn't care boo about any of these things. In fact, they should just shut the hell up and go enforce the law in places where it matters. Go apply your law enforcement principles to your top cases. And your top cases are probably not a bunch of potheads. They're everywhere. Savoir-faire is everywhere. I'll make mincemeat out of that cop. That's a mouse joke. That's a cartoon reference. Savoir-faire. That was that part of the Dudley Do-Right set of Dudley Do-Right. Canadian Mountie. Boom, 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 boom. It's that. Look, in the 70s, the Flintstones. I'll bet you I watched the Flintstones all 3 seasons. 27 times. Every episode. All through all the renditions of the Barney voice. There was like 3 different Barney voices. It was the original Barney Rubble was Mel Blanc. He's the same guy that did the voice characters for Bugs Bunny and all those, Foghorn Leghorn and all the Warner Brothers characters. Mostly done by Mel Blanc. And he did the voice of Barney Rubble. Hey, Fred! That guy. But then Mel Blanc died. And they had to get somebody else to take him over. And I don't know who took it over, but he didn't last very long. People didn't like the voice change. And then they got another guy that sounded kind of dopey like that. And then there was a rendition of Fred's voice that changed as well. Fred Flintstone's voice changed. I don't know why I'm off on cartoon subjects, but you gotta entertain at some point, right? I liked cartoons when I was a kid. This news, according to ABC, a hung jury in the trial of the first police officer charged in the death of Freddie. Oh, good Lord, I lost it. See, that makes me mad. That's the Freddie Gray deal, isn't it? I'm gonna find the ABC link now. Let me see if I can find the notifications listing. Hold on. In the death of Freddie Gray, judge declares a mistrial. What? Mistrial? Right now, they just said judge declares mistrial in case of Baltimore police officer William Porter charged in connection with the death of Freddie Gray. It's just a mistrial because it's a hung jury. The Fed is going to hike interest rates for the first time since 2006. They're raising interest rates 0.25% from 0%, and that's crazy. That's an indication that the boat's turning around, right? The economy is recovering. The Republicans are yelling that the Democrats are job-killing Democrats. You're full of shit. Just saying. Tell that to the Fed because they're raising interest rates for the first time since George Bush was in office. Go F yourselves. The fatal shooting at Navy Reserve facility in Chattanooga, Tennessee in July was inspired by terrorist organization propaganda, says FBI Director James Comey, that according to CNN. Inspired by terrorist organization propaganda. Did anybody watch the debates last night? Because I was busy focused on... Maybe that's why everybody's home watching CNN Republican debate. Nobody came out here to sign the petition. Maybe nobody knew we were here. I'm thinking that might be more the case. Where are we at here? Coming up on 3:25. Just trying to run down some of the information because there's a lot of debate stuff up there from last night. Just trying to catch up on the news for myself as well as you. Non-specific threat apparently in Los Angeles today, so they closed the public schools there. You see the fear? It's a non-specific threat. Somebody farts crossways and all of a sudden they're closing down the school for the day because of some non-specific threat. Look, I might fart. It's a non-specific threat. I might not. I didn't say where I might. That's what's going on. If you want to scare a bunch of people and you got gas, just constantly talk about how you never know when it might just erupt. And people will run. Same thing here. It's just a little bit, less comical. It really is. If you look at it, if you're in the fear business, the more you talk about what you might be afraid of, the more fear you seem to sell. The more fear people buy into and wear all day long. And this is an example of it. Non-specific threat closes an entire school system, probably the largest in the country. 2 charges against, this was a little while ago, so you might know about this, but Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, 2 charges against him have been referred to trial by the General Court Martial, according to a statement from the U.S. Army. Egyptian investigators saying as of 4:30 in the morning, Monday, that they found no evidence of terrorism in the Russian passenger jet crash that killed 224 in October, contradicting earlier Russian claims that a bomb brought down the plane. Well, you know why that's it. You know why that is, right? well, Egypt has an obvious reason to not want to talk about the terrorism happening in the place where they make a lot of tourist money from Russians. Well, what vested interest would a group like that? You can't trust these people anyways, really. There's no vetting of the news out there. The state government, it's state-controlled news, pretty much. You don't like the news, we'll cut your head off. I mean, that's kind of how the rule of thumb is out there. You'll notice that, who's that Egyptian guy that is the curator of all the Egyptian objects and stuff? What's that guy's name? He was working for the guy that was overthrown by the Egyptian government. I haven't seen a hide nor hair of him on television doing anything about the Egyptian tombs or the mummies or the none of this ever since the Arab Spring over there. I'm sure it's he's still the guy that's in charge of it all, but under different rule. Oh, don't bring those Western cameras over here and do television shows about Egyptian stuff. I know it brings tourism, but you're going to bring a lot of the infidels into the homeland, is what they're looking at. 3:28, and we're doing the Full Melt Show. This is I blew it up. Russia says that plane came down with a pop can, by the way, full of explosives, and then they showed you, I think, a picture of how they did it. There's three components. There's a detonator with which is full of, I'm sure, a small amount of explosives that is hooked to some wiring, and then the wiring is hooked to a makeshift switch. It just looks like a light switch with a little red and a green light on it, and so that's what that wiring hooks to, and it's got a little like some twisted coat hanger attached to it. I don't know what that twisted coat hanger is about, but I know what happens. They drilled a hole in the bottom of this can after filling it with plastic explosive or whatever their explosive is, and that's what they're saying brought down this plane. That thing's probably a timer or some kind of device that detects altitude or something like that, so the plane gets to a certain height and blows up. That seems like probably what that was, but the Russians say they have evidence of that. It is a Russian plane, but it came down in Egypt. That's just craziness. All that stuff's just goofy. I don't know. Let's just put it this way: when the number of people look, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning here and people are still showing up to sign the petition, I'm staying here. We got to ferry him back and forth, I guess, to where he lives, and so it's getting convoluted and crazy. Convoluted and crazy, I say. We got some marijuana news coming up this afternoon. Also, trying to get some guests on. I'm hoping to get some people on talking about, maybe law enforcement against prohibition. I'd love to get Sharmy Goldson down here. Let's see if we can get Sharmy. Getting all kinds of data overusage alerts from Verizon today saying, hey, what the hell are you doing? We're shutting your account down because you're something going on and we don't like it. You're chewing up data. I got to step away. I got to grab something to drink. I can tell you that my voice isn't going to last through this. These last couple of days, I might have a problem with my voice. Hang on. I got to walk across the room. I got to grab something that's going to be something to wet the vocal cords with. Sorry about the mic rumpling. That poor doggy is just laying there. I just want to go outside and run. I'm going to lay here and sleep. If you keep doing this to me, I'm going to poop on the floor again. No, you're not pooping on the floor. We're going to tie you to a stake outside for about 10 minutes, walk away, and I know there's going to be a pile of poo when I come back. This is the kind of dog where you take him for a walk. Number 2 never happens because he's so busy smelling everything. He'll empty the tank on number 1, sprinkling on everything, just marking everything. But when the number 2 happens, it can't be where he's smelling everything. If he's smelling and running around checking things out, number 2's never coming. The moment your back is turned and he's tied to a stake, you'll come back and there'll be a pile. I mean, I'll tie him up to a tree or something, go into the store to get a soda, come back out, and there'll be a pile. So he's a no peeker pooper. If you peek at him pooping, it's going back up inside. I think that's what's going on. If you know it's poop time and you take him out and put him out on a thing for a minute, if you give it 5 or 10 minutes, he'll give a bark and you'll look and there'll be a pile. I think that's the magic recipe for this dog. Trying to potty train him, he's always been a kennel dog or tied to a stake, so he just goes where he's at, which is terrible. We're trying to break him of that. Plus now he's got around the 2 little dogs, he wants to mark everything. As we go into the break, which should be coming up here pretty quick, I'm making that assumption now. I think I want to do some... I think I want to do a little music when we come back. You got any music suggestions? You made a good suggestion for music, Bobby, yesterday. What you got going on? What do you think might be... You're over there sleeping, aren't you? Hey, Bobby. Oh, it stinks in here. Hello? Bobby? Robert? Earth calling Robert? Robert calling Earth? Robert! Oh, wait a minute. I muted the Skype. Hang on. I got to unmute the Skype. Are you there? Can you hear me, Bobby? Hello, hello, hello. There he is. You're so faint, Robert. You got to say something. Oh, man, you can't say nothing now. Now the music came back. All right, I don't know. I don't know where the stuff... Where's the Skype coming in? It seems like Skype's on a different channel. I got to figure out which channel. The board's all mixed up now. Since we went off the air, I've lost track of what's supposed to be where on the soundboard. I don't know where I'm talking to Bobby or the computer or the dog. I don't know. Coming right back with more on the Full Melt Shows. We do this marathon broadcast ending up tonight at Sweet Leaf at 400 South Dordt Highway in Flint.
You're getting the Full Melt.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that, as traders, we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does. For all...
Something happened, didn't it? What went on there? I have no idea what just happened. We lost something somehow, and I didn't do anything. Is it this? No, it's not that. What the hell happened? Man, can't be.
All the confidence you need. TD Ameritrade. You got this.
At book club, they were at...
Well, that's what it is. What the hell's going on? Offline. Says Skype says we're offline. Are we indeed offline? I'll be pissed if we're offline. Let me just see. I'll be mad if we're doing back to offline stuff again. Please don't tell me we got kicked offline. We might be on the air. We might be offline. I got to check it out. Skype says we're having an issue. I'm checking right now with the Spreaker to see if I can monitor our signal. This is what you got to do when you don't have a real... Yeah, it says we're live still. So I'm checking right now with the Spreaker. So we're still good. What happened to Skype, man? Hang on.
Asking me what you're doing now, Janice.
Blogging. Your blog is just pictures of you in a mirror.
It's called a fashion blog, Todd. Well, I've been helping people save money with Progressive's discounts. Flo, can you get Janice a job?
You should have stuck to softball. I was so much better at softball than Jen is dead.
What's your wife, Todd?
Vacation.
Discounts like homeowners, multi-policy. I got a discount on this ham.
I've got the meat sweats.
For natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Alkaline water, herbal remedy essential oil,
Sacred Elements.
natural and organic shampoo, lotion, pain cream, bath salt,
Sacred Elements.
beeswax candles and handmade crafts, canes and walking sticks, artwork, jewelry, and repurposed goods.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Third Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pets.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
All right, we're back on the Full Melt Radio Show at thefullmelt.com. I'm Steve Green. It's a beautiful, beautiful... What is it? God, it's already Thursday? No, it's Wednesday. It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. On Thursday, we go to the Sweet Leaf. Wait a minute. We leave the Sweet Leaf and go to the People's Choice. Oh, God. Oh, everything is becoming the same. It's all melding together. I'm talking into the microphone, but really the microphone is just pressing against one eye while I'm talking into it. That's how bad it is. You know, when you get tired or you get, you're just fed up and you can't take it no more, and you just got the back of your palm against your forehead, and you're like, oh, God, just go away. That's how I'm doing with the microphone right now. It's blinding one eye. So it's 3:39 now. It seems like we're still on target. I don't know what happened with the audio there. Let me see if I can get the Skype back going with Bobby. The only reason I'm Skyped in is so we can see if we can take phone calls. See if we can get Bobby to answer the phones over there. Oh, so I think we're connected back up, but it still says like a... Oh, Robert. Checky 1-y 2-y. Bang once for yes, 2 for no. Nothing. We got nothing. I don't know. Let me see if I can... No, see, we lost him. What the hell happened? Do. Try it again. See, Skype doesn't like our internet connection. You know, screw you, Skype. See, I can't put the calls on without Skype. I can't do it. Try it again. Oh, it died out. It says they're trying to call back. They're not trying to do anything. I think Skype is warfling, as it were. Let me just see if I can log in. If I can't log in, yeah, see, something's wrong with the internet there now. Let's ask Robert. I got to call up Robert and put him on the cell phone. If nothing else, at least I can control that from here. Yeah, see, it disappeared. I got nothing. So I'll be mad if our internet connection out there is down again. What is this? Oh, this is, yeah, we'll just do that. That's that. Oh, that's line 4. I don't know. Something screwy here. Calling Bobby. Spreaker audio connection. So let's just double check this. Something screwy here. Yeah, all right. Calling. So that's still going. Let's find. See, why is it okay? Got no problem with the internet connection here to broadcast with. Right, we're going to Spreaker. Everything sounds fine. But then when I try and call Bobby on the I call Board Op Bob on the Skype over there so we can link up to the home studio. I get nothing. I go, oh, there's internet problems. Tell that to the other thing. Are you able to Skype in or no? So I hear it going beep, 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 beep in the phone. I'm getting nothing here, though.
It must be you.
It's not me, dude. I'm reaching Spreaker. Everything's hitting Spreaker. Why would I hit you from Skype? I mean, I'm pumping full channel audio. I'm pumping the same audio down Spreaker that we'd be pumping through Skype. And Skype's like, yeah. I don't know what's going on, but I figured I might put you on it because you're my best internet guy. Okay, you're my okay, you're my only internet guy.
You stink.
I stink.
So what you say?
Alrighty. Does not compute. Syntax error. Alright, so...
Well, I don't know why.
He doesn't know why. Alright, I'm going to close Skype down, like, completely. And have you do the same thing and then try and reconnect with me. Can you do that? I'm closing Skype down, shutting it off. Skype out. In fact, I'm gonna make it, force it down off the off of here. Not close window, but quit Skype. So don't just sign out, quit Skype. Just quit it. So I just did the Skype quit. Tell me after you did the Skype quit and then open it back up again. See, Skype's really clever. They'll be like, hey, do you want to close the window? And then like, yeah, no, that's a good try, but I want you to go the F away. I want you to shut down. I don't want you to just close the window.
Why?
Oh, they did it again already? I mean, you just put a brand new rug down and they're already marking it? Good Lord. She just went to the laundromat, took all the stuff that the dogs peed on, and washed it all, and dried it all, and brought it back here. Like you can't turn sideways without somebody marking somebody. She turned her head, just hit it quick. Are you shut down? Did you quit Skype yet, Bob?
Hold on. Why?
Why? Cause
Domino Pizza.
All right, we'll hook it up. You feel better? I hope it does, because I don't. I know you're already upset and you're already like in a bad place, and you don't want to be there. I'd hate to have you be hungry on top of that. There's not much to push you over the edge at this point, is there? It's so it did open back up. It won't ring on you. I've tried dialing.
No, I'm trying to figure out our networking issues.
Oh, we're still having networking issues. Well, I tried calling you. I'm trying to call you now. It says we don't have any. It's not saying we got any connection issues now. It says connecting. Oh, I guess we do have internet connection issues. Are all the lights on? Are the 3 top lights on the?
Yeah.
Okay, this will tell you if the internet's up or not. Down, or maybe it says some mask in the way, but this will tell you if it's up or down. Pick up a phone line, because that's all going through the same gateway. See if there's a dial tone anywhere. You're getting dial tone or no?
Yes, actually.
Okay, so yeah, there's something weird going on. I'd send you to Comcast. I'd try to help you get me back up and running with Comcast over there, but they'd shred you. I mean, I don't know if you've heard the phone calls that I've been playing with Comcast, but I've been calling Comcast on the air.
For what?
Well, to show how. But I was trying to show how ridiculous it is to get through their customer service center to reach anybody that's willing to do anything.
So smart, Steve.
Are you being sarcastic with me, Robert?
It sounded smart.
That's what I did. I put him on the air. Yeah, they didn't basically care. They're like, yeah, what, da-da-da-da-da. They kept doing their thing, but they eventually got us to the right people and got us fixed, so... But sometimes it takes me... How many times have I called Comcast since I've been here already, Janine?
About 3?
Yeah, I mean, this is just 3 on this trip, and sometimes I have to call them back several times during the same call because... Yeah, they'll just get mad and hang up because they don't know what to do. Well, I'll let you tinker with that. Can you text me real quick when you find something going on or not? Or can you give me a heads back when you...
Yeah, I'll see if I can deduce what's going on. It's diagnosed anyway.
In the meanwhile, it sounds so bad, Robert. I'm going to get you some food over there and some pop, and maybe that'll make you feel a little better. Is that cool? I'm not trying to torture you over there. We're trying to just get something done. I'm tortured too, dude, really. All right. I'll take you off the line and just text me or something when you think you know something, or when you think you don't know something. Like when you're done looking and you can't figure it out, call me or text me. And then same thing, if you find something and you get back up and running again, do that too. Or try and Skype me or something, okay? And in the meanwhile, I'll try and order some food for you.
Succeed.
What's that?
Oh, bye.
Thanks. Oh man, he's just not in a good spot. Like that guy is just not in a good spot at all. Like he's just hating life over there. No, that's really bad. I feel terrible for Bobby. I'm glad I'm not the Bobby. Word up, Bob. The saga continues. All right. Well, 3:52. Are we out of? Something's not right with the. We're out of sync again. Oh, there we go. See, I knew that. I can tell by the time when we're supposed to be in a commercial break or not. And right now we're supposed to be going into a commercial break. And guess what? We're going into a commercial break. What do you know? I got to order food for Bob during the break. Hang on. We'll be right back with more of our live broadcast to collect signatures for Am I Legalized? A goal of 5,000 signatures. We're out front of Sweet Leaf in Flint. We're way behind. Come and help us out. 400 South Thorn Highway in Flint. Be right back.
Students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. and they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting $2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD Hemp Oil Drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Alternative healing services, specialists, natural and health goods.
Sacred Elements.
Classes and training, healing circles and group sessions.
Sacred Elements.
Belly dancing, yoga, meditation, and crafting.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 2570. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio Show.
So we're busy out here trying to get hooked up with Bob, get order a pizza for Bobby. See where else is going. We got Pro Pizza online. She's trying to look up what we can get for just a few pennies. All we got's like $15 to work with. Trying to find a pizza special for, like a smaller pizza, get 3 items on it.
The only thing I could do is charge you regular price, because we don't have any coupons for anything like that.
I can get a small pizza with delivery charge and tax elsewhere for a lot less. All right. I appreciate your assistance. Have a great day.
You too.
You see, this is what's wrong in America with people that they just don't give a crap. I need $15, including delivery, for just a 3-item small pizza. Seriously. I mean, you can get a Hungry Howie's 1-item pizza for $5.50. You can get that's a medium pizza. She wants to send me a small. It's basically the size of a dinner plate, mostly crust, for $15. It's all bread. Give me a break. Just so you can call back and, maybe... I don't think I'm getting pizza for Bobby. I'm going to have to order a Jimmy John's or something. Let's call back to Bobby. See if we can order some Jimmy John's. Recent, Bobby. Try him back. What's going on here? I'll take it off that. Ordering Jimmy John's for Bobby.
Hello?
Hey, Bobby. So, listen, I'm not going to be able to get Pro Pizza for you. I was trying to get like a 3-item pizza for you. Wait a minute. I was trying to get like a 3-item pizza for You're not a happy man. I'm just trying to help you be happier.
I don't want to die.
See what I mean? That's what I mean. There's not a happy die. Well, let me send you $10 and hopefully you can make the best out of that for now. We'll work some stuff out and get things better. I promise you. So in the meanwhile, I'll disconnect the phone call and I don't know. Keep working on this for me. See if you can get the internet back up. I really need those phones.
I'm trying to deduce.
All right, I'll send you the $10 and then maybe we can, arrange a time where I know you're not going to be at the board. Just walk off to the store. It's going to take you a half hour to walk down there and come back. So, we'll do that. Why don't
I just call the sandwich store. Last time I did that, they said they don't deliver this way.
What, the Jimmy John's?
Yeah,
you got to call the right Jimmy John's. Call the New Hudson Jimmy John's, and they're on. Oh, good Lord! It's right on Milford Road. It's brand new. You gotta look at the right one.
You still gotta send me the money.
No, I can pay for it. I'll tell you what. Why don't we just order it together? Hang on a second. Hold up. I'll add a call. Hold up. Gotta find Jimmy John's. Just a second. We're going to make it work out right here for you. Oh, man. Hang on, I got to do this. Got to do this and convert over to the Wi-Fi. Hold up. That's going to take a second. I can't do phone call on this because I'm talking to Bobby on the cell phone, and that's taking up the cellular network, and it won't let me do data at the same time. So I got to connect to the Wi-Fi. So now I'm on the Wi-Fi. Let me connect up to... find Jimmy John's, and this is going to be in New Hudson. There we go, Jimmy John's New Hudson. That's the one. So this is the one. I'm going to go ahead and call him now. Hang on, Bobby. I'll join you at the call in. Hold up.
New Hudson Jimmy John's, how can I help you?
Hey, I've got another guy on the line here. I got to merge the call. I'm going to let him order some food. I'm going to pay for it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, hang on one second. Hey, Bobby, are you there? Robert, are you there?
Hello.
There he is. Okay, so I've got the right Jimmy John's online. You just want to order with them some food?
Suck, guys.
Huh? Do you want to order some food from Jimmy John's? They're on the phone right now.
Hello, is this Steve?
Yes, it's Steve.
Can you get food to the Jimmy John's place?
Jimmy John's is on the phone right now. Can you order some food from them? Do you want a sandwich?
Yeah, send it my way.
No, you got to order it. Tell them what you want. Jimmy John's, can you indicate?
This is the test.
Jimmy John's, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, Robert, stop. I'm trying to order your food. Can you listen to Jimmy John's? Hello, Jimmy John's.
Hi.
Fuck, actually.
Do you hear Jimmy John's or not, Bobby? Oh, you're just a 2-year-old, dude. Come on, order the food. Oh, good God.
Hey, I'm gonna pass on this way.
All right, you're just useless as tits on a boar hog, dude. Good God. I just sometimes there's no making anything better. Robert's over there screaming he's hungry and he's thirsty and he wants the food, then he doesn't want the food. He's probably going to throw the shit away and he gets it anyways.
I was going to say, he's going to get it and then look at it and say, no, they poisoned it.
It makes me mad. There's no making the man happy. And I'm just trying to, good Lord. I don't know what to do, man. Don't know what to do about all that. I think the audio ended for our hour. I don't know what happened there. It was several minutes ago. We should have had the end of the show. I don't know what happened to that. So we'll just start another hour right now. What are you going to do? I mean, there's nothing else you can do but start another hour. Here we go. It's another hour in the endless broadcasting of the Money Train for MI Legalized, right here on the Full Melt Show.
Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Full Melt Show. Are you high? What are you talking about?
This is the Full Melt Show.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
What in the world is going on? What is happening? What's going on? What's happening? I don't get it. I just can't take it anymore. I just can't. Can you help out, please? Can you make this any better? Please make it better. All right, I don't think I'm having any choice but to go to a little bit of tape. Do I have any tape to work with? I know I had some tape earlier. I know that. Let's see if we can open up Audacity and find any. See if we can find any semblance of some kind of, I don't know, any tape anywhere. Good Lord, it's just killing me. Let's see. So we got Audacity open. I don't see anything going on there. What's going on? It said to recover project. Oh, it's still recovering projects. That's why. Because the power went out when the dog stepped on the switch, and it lost all of its, old stuff. So I don't know what this is. It looks. Oh, wait a minute. There's a bunch of stuff up here. What is all this? So let's see what this is.
The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience.
Okay, so that's a new show. That's a new hour. Minimize this. This is, I can tell by the waveform, it's also a new hour. This is not a new hour. What is this?
Full Melt Show is intended for a mature
It
audience.
is.
It contains adult themes.
But it might be the way the waveform is, it tells me that this is a longer.
It's the Full Melt Show. Are you high? What are you talking about?
I'm just.
The Full Melt Show.
Hang on, this might be.
A marijuana discussion.
Big BC is giving me the high. Yeah, that's what it is. This is some tape from before. So this is some tape from yesterday. I'm going to play it for a little minutes here so we can get some people squared away. It sounds like some people are in a bad place. I don't want to leave them there. I need you to come down here, though. I know it's a little bit drippy out. It's a little bit cold out. It's a little bit windy out, but we're in a warm trailer here in front of Sweetleaf. They're only open at Sweetleaf until 7 o'clock. We're looking at 4 now, so they're open for 3 more hours there. And then what's going to happen is I'm trying to get Bobby rescued. I need to probably just get him out of there, man. I don't know what else to do. The phones aren't working right anyways. We're having internet troubles. I don't want to pester Bobby anymore. Just send him home. Find a way to. Maybe I can just have Liz come and get him and send him some money to eat with. I don't know. I don't know what else to do for the man. It seems like he makes requests that this will make me happy, and then when you try to do that, then he's like, oh, I'm not happy. It's like nothing's going to make the man happy. Yeah, that's scary. Depression's a horrible thing, and Bobby needs to find a way not to be depressed, and I don't want to contribute to it, so I'm going to try and see if I can rescue him out of there and get him in a better place. He's definitely struggling mentally right now. He's having some depression issues that I'd like to cure. So while I'm doing that and discovering what we can do there and getting him out of there for now, for his own benefit, because now it's not I don't care about the show. I just don't want Bobby to get hurt right now. He sounds like he's in a horrible place. His car's down. He's living in strange place. He's not comfortable. The whole day is bad, and now the infidels are calling.
Intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Full Metal Show.
Are you high?
What are you talking about?
It's the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
What the heck? But here, between here, this studio and that studio, Big BC is giving me the high pot away and saying that he's on his way off to relieve you, Bobby, so he should be there before you got to go. Got to figure out some stuff there. We got to figure out the move on Friday. On Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, Thursday morning, we got to figure out how we're doing the move from Sweet Leaf to there, because Brian's been driving the truck around, and he's got to be where you're at 5 to relieve him. I don't know. Maybe he might have to wait. I don't know. Boy, that's going to be really how we do this. We decided after the move here today that doing it in the morning is not the right time to do it. It's too much it takes too much time to pack it down, move the vehicle, get it reset up. All that takes too much time. And by the time we get set up at where we're going, losing half a day where we're supposed to be. So we'd rather do it in the night. But that creates a problem too, because Brian's got to come. If he's coming there at 5 to relieve you, and then later we have to move the thing. I guess, I don't know, do I have to do it remote control? I guess I'll have to do it by remote control and just play some tape back while we're making the move. I guess that's what we'll have to do. I just figured it out in my own head as I was rolling through it. Because that's the only way. See, right now, I've got control of the studio remotely through a telephone app. And then, so I can control most anything in the studio that Robert can, except for a couple of phone things. There's a couple things like I can't put the caller on a... Well, I guess I could. If I logged into the call screening computer, I could actually screen my own calls. But, that being said, I can't listen to the call from there, or from here, rather. I can't talk to that caller from here while I'm screening the call. I could put them on I could go right now into the call screening computer and type their name and the city they're calling from and what their question or comment is, that kind of stuff. I could do all that. But I wouldn't know what all that information was, because I can't physically talk to them on the phone from here, because they're on the phone there. That's where the call's coming in at. So that's one thing I couldn't do. I couldn't screen calls. But I could take calls. I can see them on the screen as long as I don't have to use the phone to broadcast with. Right now, we've figured out we got Bob's computer, we got my soundboard and sound audio equipment. We've got my phone hooked up for a peripheral so we can play crazy music and stuff if we wanted to. And then we've got another volunteer phone with some more data on it, tethered to the computer so we can reach back to the studio via the internet. So that's how we're connected all together. There's the magical keys. But, so what I'm saying is, if I can hook all this stuff up like this, then I don't necessarily have to have a person back at the studio, because theoretically, you see, I can do almost anything you can do. Anything you can do with typing and operating the computer, as long as it's logged on. You got to get past the Windows login screen first. I don't think I can gain access to the computer to log on that computer. I think it's got to be logged on first before I can do any, the internet won't see that application on there, so I can log into it unless the computer's logged on, and then it gets on the internet. So, in the long run, what I'm saying is if I got to take this desktop out of the mix here on the mobile broadcast side, then then I can't broadcast and also have remote control, because if I try to take remote control, it's a different app, and what it'll do is it'll put my Skype call on hold. What I can do is answer my own Skype call. I can log into that computer, like if I lose the Skype connection, I can log into that computer and pull up Skype and then call from this phone on Skype, and then go back to the app and answer my own Skype call on that computer. I think I can do that. All it does is put my Skype call on hold when I go to answer the call, and then when I go back to the call, I can unhold myself. That's how that works. I haven't done that in practice. We should try and see if that works. I'm just kind of curious now. But I don't want to do it because I'm still Skyped into you. The other thing that I was thinking is that team viewer connection that we use to view each other's computer. You can't view this computer because you don't have that software is not installed on it. It's got to be installed on the computer, so you can only see it on that one. If you installed that software on here, you could see this computer too. Just logging into this computer, you can see everything that I'm doing. It's kind of boring, though. The really interesting computer is the broadcast computer back there. So it's all convoluted and strange, but I think we've got it, bubblegum and tape all squared away. I think a little duct tape and some Hubba Bubba got it done. Our connection sounds solid, right, Robert? It doesn't sound like we're going anywhere, hey? I don't know. Here we go. No Bobby. He's melding into the couch because he's mind melded with the couch. I think we need to get a guest on the phone. Who can we get on the phone? If you're listening to the broadcast, 844-420-TALK. That's 844-420-TALK. And somebody wanted to hear the Backroad song from Granger Smith. And do we have enough time? Well, I don't have enough time now because it's going to be break time. So I'm going to have to wait until after the break to play the Granger song from, the Backroad song from Granger Smith. I said the Granger song from Backroad Smith. Whoa, good Lord. Somebody bash me in the head with a ball-peen hammer. Can we have that happen, please? Okay, so we yesterday when we were out in Flint, it was great to see Steve Green and the Michigan Green Tours stopping by in the Michigan Green Tours bus, heading out to a tour with some medical patients. And boy, I'm telling you, that bus was packed. I mean, the best way to describe the interior of that bus is friendly. Very friendly in there. I mean, it's tight quarters. And, mostly hindquarters. I'm just saying. Sometimes I crack myself up because I'll hit a funny bone that I didn't intend to hit, and it's so perfect I just can't, I'm the only one laughing, though, because I'm the only one that appreciates the humor, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. See, in a live audience situation, people feed back to you. You can hear what's going on. If the audience laughs, they got it. If the audience laughs, got to keep working towards it until they get it. I got no feedback. I got no audience. I just kind of got to guess if you got it or not. And the problem thinks it's going to be in both directions. What's that? Are you talking to me? We got enough gas, Brian? She said we might be running out of gas.
Oh, I just checked earlier. I'll make sure it's full.
Okay, all right. I thought you said goodbye. You were leaving.
I went back in there. And
so if you want, you don't like to talk on the radio, so you won't call the number and talk to us on your way back. I was going to say, hey, you can talk. Call me on the way back. Oh, wait a minute. Brian doesn't like to talk on the radio. I'm like, damn it. I'm just glad we got this stuff connected together, Tom. But it's only just past halfway through that we got it all together. We did pretty good in the first part. There's definitely some bumps in the road. But don't forget, all this reality radio crap is just to make the listening stuff to get you to pay attention and come down and sign the petition. Can you do that for me?
You're getting
if you're listening in the promotional consideration provided by family or friends,
NoSmell.com,
you know how to sign the
storage
petition
market
and
for
are likely
cannabis
to want
users.
to.
The No Smell patented bag technology.
Do me a favor and do you a favor and do all the rest of them,
the most sophisticated of noses.
Understand the cannabis community a favor.
So nobody just come down here. When placing
any time of the day or
No
night.
Smell Patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
We asked people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that might happen in their future. The good things were put on yellow magnets and the bad ones on blue. The results show the past was a pretty even mix of good and bad, yet the future was almost all good things. Now that you've seen the results of this experiment, what does it mean to you?
We all want to think about positive stuff.
Realistically, there will be downtimes.
It's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring.
Prudential, bring your challenges.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred Elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki.
Sacred Elements.
Raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Door Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
The girl in the pastry shop with the net in her hair is making a cannoli for you to take on your hiking trip in the woods with your bros that you've known since second grade. And your main kind of dragons are ruffians and be called upon to employ your testosterone in a battle for supremacy and access to females glued to the TV. And even if you are victorious, you may receive many cuts, bruises, and scrapes, and you will require band-aids and antiseptic ointments and tender loving kisses on your stab wounds. And when you come home, she will be there waiting for you with a fire in her eyes and a big fat cannoli.
Steve? Dio, can you hear me? I am lost and so alone.
Get back. I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Hello?
Wow.
What are you doing?
So, just heads up.
What the hell is going on back there?
Here's a story you can tell Brian when he gets back. Wow.
Curious.
I'm out of breath. So, how long were we dead? How long was I
For like
dead?
a second? Or maybe, 10 seconds?
Okay, that's not too bad then. Man, am I out of breath. So, what happened was, before BC finally left the second time, he was like, Janine said, hey, you might want to go check the generator. It's probably out of gas. And he's like, oh, no, I checked it a little while ago. It looked fine. He goes, I'll check it and make sure it's full before I leave. And then when he finally left, hang on, I'm still catching my breath. When he finally left, I didn't see him go towards the generator. I'm thinking, I'll bet you he forgot to go check the generator again. And so I went outside and looked in there real quick right after the commercial started, and I was like, oh, man, it's almost empty. So then I had to find the gas, and then it was stuck, and then I tugged on the gas, and I got it out, and then I started to put it in there, and it was like just taking forever to fill up, and I'm like, oh, crap, I'm going to miss the break. So finally it got towards the top. I put the... What's that?
There's a phone call coming in on my phone.
Oh, no.
I'll try and answer.
Pick up the phone before it blows up! Pick up the phone!
Oh, you were trying to hit so you hear it?
Yeah, you could hear it. I just think I knocked the hot off my own cigarette there. That's not good. Oh, man. Oh, there's no hot on it. It's not even lit. Jeez. Just a cavalcade of errors. Yeah.
Generator bone dry?
What's that?
Generator bone dry?
It was getting really close to me. I took near the full 5. Actually, I didn't want to empty it just in case. I didn't want it to overflow, but I topped it off, I think. But it took nearly a full 5-gallon can, so we got 1 of 2 cans left out there. Yeah, I didn't remember the gas going that fast before. And I thought it was filled up when we got here, but maybe it's been running, partially empty from running yesterday or last night, I think. I don't know. All I am is I'm glad that we're back connected up. So, do you want to hear that Granger Smiths? Do you want to hear that back road song? Yes. All right, so I'm going to play the back road song by Granger Smith. Let's see if we can get it going here. Yeah, we got it going right here. Now, I don't know the lead up to this, so I don't know how to talk over it. But I have a feeling I can walk up to it because I'm an expert at this. Here it is on the Full Melt Show.
And pass them on up. The breeze smells like a summertime hayfield's just been cut. I got the windows down, way out of town, singing. Freedom is the miles I'm rolling on. Like a radio dial, it's strong. Come on, sing along to my backroom song. Today could get better. Girl, what I'm thinking is I can pick you up, we slide in this truck. I can hear you singing. Let me hear you singing. Freedom is the miles we're rolling on. Out here cruising to a back road song. I feel the wheels like a melody, like a radio dial and strong. Come on, sing along to my back road song. Come on, sing along to my back road song. This is my back road song. This is my back road song. Come on, sing along to my back road song.
So there you have it.
Multi-policy.
Hey, Mike, it's
I've
Steve
got a
Green,
discount
and,
on this ham.
I know
I've
you were
got the
trying to
meat
get a hold
sweat.
of the moving sign is "Am I legalized?" Sign the petition here. You really can't miss us. We're at 400 South Dordt Highway, right in front of the Sweet Leaf in Flint, Michigan, taking people's signatures for the "Am I Legalized?" campaign. What is "Am I Legalized?" you ask? Well, let me tell you. This is a people's initiative, a petition initiative, to place on the ballot legalization, taxation, and regulation of cannabis for adult use by Michiganders, 21 and over. That's the basic gist of it. If you want to know the details, you can find them right there on the back of the petition. The entire language is on the back of the petition. I read through it. The first whole column is almost definitions. The second whole column, because it's in columns. That's how bad it is. It's in columns. As far as, how lengthy it's very. And all the details there. Basically what it means is that adults 21 and over can grow, possess, use, transport, sell, merchandise, manufacture, trade in. It frees the weed. It's a free the weed bill. Now, it's not completely free because, you can't even, some places they tax certain kinds of foods. There's always tax in a place where regulation is required. And there's certainly regulation required in food, but food is an absolute necessity. You got to have food. So there's reasonable regulation that goes there where people don't generally pay taxes on. They don't pay taxes to cover that regulation so much. That being said, there's also a necessity for food, and so we generally tend not in this country to tax food. But marijuana, although it is a form of food, you can certainly consume cannabis all day long and never have any psychoactive effects and not have any really drug effects. You're going to get a lot of other beneficial things by say, juicing a raw cannabis plant. And you're not going to get high from it at all. But I'll tell you what, the stuff that's in there will free you up. You're getting all kinds of stuff in there that your body needs and is probably deficient in. And you're going to feel a ton better just drinking, a couple shots of cannabis juice, or mixing those couple shots in with some other fruit juice. I'm talking raw fruit juice, stuff you maybe make for yourself after you buy the produce from a decent market, preferably organic. There's nothing healthier than that. Let me just remind people that when you freeze or you cook something, all the enzymes, all the protein enzymes that are the most healthy for you in that foodstuff are eliminated. So basically you're left with vitamins, you're left with carbohydrates and sugar, you're left with some protein and some fiber. That's about it. Sugar, you got some all of those other things, but the most life-giving essential proteins in the form of amino acids are dead. They're completely wiped out. And it's that life-giving force that raw juicing gives you back. I'm not talking about buying juice from the store because that's all been pasteurized or frozen from concentrate. All that good stuff is gone. So we're all here collecting signatures and doing a good thing for people. And I'm getting the puff pass eyes. Like, shut the hell up, hit that thing and give it to me. We need you to come out to 400 South Ford Highway. Bring your friends, family, lovers, acquaintances, neighbors, whoever you can. Every signature counts in this campaign. We'll see you on the other side.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media.
Standing by for next hour right now, I shall tell you.
Full Melt Show. Times adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Full Melt Show. Are you high? What are you talking about?
It's the Full Melt.
Give me a break.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
All right, so we got an update here from one of our show producers who's helping us move the vehicle. Down. Give him 2 taps under here, under chin. Down. Good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Jason's a good boy. Usually when I do that, I give him something to chew immediately following, because that's when he starts to chew on stuff. Give him a chew stick. Or that thing. Yeah, that'll work. But see, now that she's there, she'll try and take it from him.
Oh, not bad.
Can you imagine the little, what you call him, Chawini? He had a little Chawini taking away a big pit bull's toy.
Bigger than the Chawini.
Look, the toy is bigger than the Chawini. The dog is like, I don't know. You ever watch that movie Time Bandits? You ever see the movie called Time Bandits? It's from the early 80s. It's a British film, and it's about remember when George Harrison put out that song Lost in Time, or what the hell? Song that was in the Time Bandits movie. So you didn't see the movie, I take it. There's little dwarves, and they're riding around history following a map to these little time portals in history. So what they're doing is they're using this map that God gave them. They stole this map from God, where all these little holes are, where their little chutes open up in space and time, and then you can jump in the chute, it'll take you to another place in space and time, and it closes, and you got to get in there before it closes. And so these guys are basically running through history because they already know what's going on in history, and they're plundering all of from places where riches are accessible after war and stuff like that. So they're in Napoleon times, and they're in there trying to steal from France, basically, I suppose. And in this movie, and it's but George Harrison wrote the thing. John Cleese is in the movie. So there's a couple of guys, that's from John Cleese is from Monty Python's Flying Circus, if you remember. Life of Brian. Not a Python fan? No? Oh, it's good stuff. Well, there's a troll that comes, not a troll, it's an ogre. And these guys there's an ogre with a boat, and him and his wife are on the boat, and they're cooking stew. They swept up these midgets as they fell into the ocean from one of these time portals. And there's a big giant that comes up wearing the boat as a hat. That's kind of like what Woody is, or Jace is.
You're getting the full melt.
Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The NoSmell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a NoSmell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about NoSmell technology at NoSmell.com.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
We ask people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that might happen in their future. The good things were put on yellow magnets and the bad ones on blue. The results show the past was a pretty even mix of good and bad, yet the future was almost all good things. Now that you've seen the results of this experiment, what does it mean to you?
We all want to think about positive stuff.
Realistically, there will be downtimes.
It's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring.
Prudential, bring your challenges.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
I keep calling Jace Woody. It's craziness. But if you've ever seen the Time Bandits movie, you know the giant coming up out of the ocean with that, wearing that big boat. It's just kind of crazy. Yeah, maybe you have seen the movie. It's Time Bandits. Time Bandits, isn't that the song that George Harrison wrote? All right, hang on. I'll just, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find the song. So hang on, George Harrison. I think it's Time Bandit. I think he wrote the title song to the film. I think that's why they called it Time Bandits. I'll show you the clip in a minute. I'll show you on the phone here. So George Harrison and Time Bandits. Oh, so that's not the name of the song. So let me just see. I'll just look it up. So I'm looking in Apple's library right now, but I'm going to look in another place. I'm just going to Google George Harrison Time Bandits. Doing this on my phone as we're looking at it. Dream Away. That was the title song. Do you remember Dream Away from George Harrison? I'm going to play it. I
can't make the association.
So, oh boy. Yeah, okay, what I'm going to do, so I gotta do a little swap plugging here. So in order for her to hear in the studio here, because I'm plugged into headphones, so I can hear it. But you know what? I'm not going to get out the speakers, because what I am going to do is I got to plug the phone into the soundboard so that you can hear the phone. And I'm just going to play you because I don't even have to look it up in, I guess Dream Away. I just look it up in Apple. The name of the song is Dream Away. And that's going to be George Harrison. There we go. So this is the song that was played. There was a title song. Is it going to come? Yes. This is George Harrison, Dream Away, the title song from Time Bandits, just because of the dog chase. And I'm only playing this so we can identify the song. Here we go.
Sunshine, silence under the sky is black as blue. Dream away. Alright in the night, alright in the night, alright in the night, alright in the night, scientifically sure. Waking while you're still deep sleeping, finding your what you dream of me. Tumbling through 1,000 centuries, you don't know where you land. It's so dark in mythology. Treasures of history to be found in the legends of time. All the handiworks remain, only dream away. Alright in the night, alright in the night, alright in the night.
I mean, that's the title song for the Time Bandits. I don't know why I had to throw that in there. Nobody's ever going to play that on a regular radio. I'm just saying. It was kind of popular in the early 80s. But I remember the hook to that song, that Orianaye, Orianaye. It's got a kind of a cool hook to it. It's very Beatles-esque, too. The way the lyrics are very Beatles-esque. Janine says she doesn't like the Beatles. She's like, the hell with the Beatles. Look, you just pissed off like half of the pot crowd. She's like, what? She doesn't like the Beatles? Come on. So that's why I just wanted to play that just to identify. But as long as we were talking about that film, let me just see if I can call up the clip, because there's the giant with boat in Time Bandit. Oh, no, I'm trying to search Apple for that. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to Google it. The giant with boat in Time Bandits. No, neither. Giant with boat in Time Bandits. I'll bet you. So this is the clip. It's 3 minutes and 40. Here's the picture. You want to see the picture?
Yeah.
There's the giant as he's coming up out of the ocean with the boat on his head.
I've seen that.
You've seen that picture?
I've seen that.
So you've probably seen the movie then. And you don't remember Nia hooked to the Dream Away song because George Harrison, like, that's the song that plays during the credits at the end of the film. I know, she's just like, look, I was incapacitated during that early period in the 80s somehow. I don't know why. Hang on, we're going to break. We'll be right back. This is the Political Twist-Up Show. Now the Full Melt on thefullmelt.com.
You're getting the Full Melt.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that, as traders, we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions. Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade, you got this.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
We ask people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that might happen in their future. The good things were put on yellow magnets and the bad ones on blue. The results show the past was a pretty even mix of good and bad, yet the future was almost all good things. Now that you've seen the results of this experiment, what does it mean to you?
We all want to think about positive stuff.
Realistically, there will be down times.
It's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring.
Prudential, bring your challenges.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred Elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki.
Sacred Elements.
Raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Door Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio Show.
Oh yeah. You know, we're busy out here working, collecting signatures from people who are watching us on Channel 12 News. I'm just wondering, I got the volume. I got to turn the volume back up so I can hear myself. Get a little weirded out by the plug here. Listen, people have been watching the TV news. I think we were the second story. We got the fire story at the top of the hour at 4 o'clock. Look, I don't have a TV up in here, so I can't watch. I'm only getting this from reports of people who are coming in to sign the petition after they saw it on the news. So we're at 400 South Door Highway, right out in front of the Sweet Leaf in Flint, collecting signatures to MI legalize cannabis. What is MI legalize? Let me tell you. For adults 21 over in Michigan. MI legalize is a petition drive put together by a coalition, a group of people who've come together who want to fight back against the Attorney General and the judges and prosecutors who didn't want to listen to Michigan's Michigan Medical Marijuana Act in the first place and started trying to shut these people down, taking sick people. These are already people with chronic debilitating illnesses, and many of them are now spending your tax dollars to not only imprison some of these people because they were convicted of growing marijuana instead of making medicine for their debilitating condition and that of their patients if they're caregiving. But also now you're paying for their medical care. Remember, these are severely ill, debilitated people, and you're hauling them off as common criminals. And so we decided that we're no longer going to stand for this sort of corruption in government. If the police were about safety and security, they'd be chasing down the murderers, robbers, rapists, and catching these people and putting them behind bars. Those are the people that we care about being in jail. Jail was only meant for the worst of the worst. It's not meant for people who are, avoiding paying child support. It's really not meant for people who are, got caught taking a leak in the corner or something. I mean, this is just nonsense, putting these people in prison and jailing them. Prison's meant for the worst of the worst. That's what it's for. It's not for everyday common people. And that's why they have regular jails as a form of punishment. But I disagree with the entire criminal justice system anyways, because it's jail, they call it like when a judge says you're guilty and I'm going to remand you over to the Michigan Department of Corrections. Now, what does that mean? It isn't the Michigan Department of Punishment. It isn't the Michigan Department of we're going to waterboard you. It's the Michigan Department of Corrections. Now, what does correction, the word corrections, imply? It implies that they're trying to make somebody correct after being incorrect, doesn't it? I mean, in the simplest of terms, that's what it means, the Department of Corrections. But really, that's not what this is about at all. They're not trying to rehabilitate people. They're trying to punish them. And they're doing it in ways where they've really turned the prison system over to private companies who are making a better dollar out of, cutting back on essentials. Look into the Aramark scandal. These are all companies profiteering. Look, if you're a government agency and you're deciding that somebody's acted irresponsibly or bad enough that they need to be imprisoned, then it's your responsibility to take charge of that custody, not hand it off to somebody you've written a contract to. It's your responsibility. Now, if you're not capable or able of handling that responsibility in a financially appropriate way or responsible way, then you should not be in the business all of incarcerating people. It doesn't mean that you can then hand that off in a contract to a private citizen or a private company to do in your stead. This is what we're doing in America. We have 25% of the world's prisoners here, yet we only represent 5% of the world's population. Look at I'll say that again. The United States, if you count every man, woman, and child in the United States, all of them, of age and underage, right up to birth, if you count all of us, we represent 5% of the Earth's population. Yet the United States has 25% of the entire world's prisoners. Now, this is a symptom of a government gone awry, and it's because the government is now using a war on drugs that has completely failed, that hasn't made any impact on the use, demand, importation, or manufacture of any of these drugs. You're unable to prohibit people because it is not possible to chase these people down and stop this kind of consumption. You're not making a dent in any of the demand. You're not making a dent in any of the drug trade going over our borders. And let's just face it, all that money to the tune of billions a year goes out of their country and into another and never comes back. And it's going into the hands of nefarious, dangerous people. In many cases, you got proof of Al-Qaeda being funded by, the Taliban. All these guys were getting funding from drugs being raised in Afghanistan in the form of heroin and marijuana. I mean, that's what they do there. Culturally, they don't use the drugs. They just sell them for money because they can get more for it than growing food. And then they sometimes, support their communities with it. But now these religious extremists are using that drug money to, blow up buildings or to go into public places and shoot people down. That's what they're doing. They're finding clever ways of getting lots of money, and this is a great black marketplace to get suck-up money that's your money. It's your money they're doing this with. It's bad public policy to spend tax dollars to imprison low-level marijuana crime. I don't think any marijuana use or possession of marijuana at all. I don't think under any circumstances it constitutes that of criminality. Now, it may, in certain circumstances, have significant health implications. If you're consuming cannabis and you're using, just smoking joints and smoking bowls, all that kind of stuff, doing bong hits of just raw marijuana flowers, it's certainly not as bad for you as smoking cigarettes, but it's still got tar and nicotine from the combustibles. I mean, it's still plant material in there, aside from the drug itself. They're after the drug, not the plant material. If you're doing that all the time, you might end up with some, breathing issue. I mean, it's a public health issue. It's never been a criminal justice one. The police have no business being in the business of narcotics at all. This is something for public health officials to handle, not police. You don't send guns after drugs. You send health officials after them. And you take control. The way that you take control of these markets is to regulate them. Find a way to take control of them. If you prohibit them, you've left the regulation to everybody that doesn't care. And that's a lot of them, unfortunately. So with marijuana policy, and what MI Legalize does is it takes this low-hanging fruit for police to run around and profit from. Because if they were really about the marijuana, they'd take the marijuana. A lot of times they leave the plants behind, take all your goods, never charge you, and steal your money. It's thugs that are jackbooted with guns. They're coming as government agents to take your money and your property, and it's absolutely antithetical to the Constitution, which says no unreasonable search and seizure. What are they going to do next when the cops are like, hey, we need some help here because we ran out of money to, I tell you what, we need to house these policemen in your house tonight. You need to give up your beds and your food and your shelter because we need to put the police in there. They need that tonight instead. That's forced quartering. I mean, that's the next thing coming down the pike. After raiding your house with guns and masks so you can't identify people in the name of public safety, it's all bullshit. Back with more next.
You're getting the full melt.
At book club, they were asking you what you're doing now, Janice.
Blogging. Your blog is just pictures of you in a mirror.
It's called a fashion blog, Todd. Well, I've been helping people save money with Progressive's discounts. Flo, can you get Janice a job?
You should have stuck to softball. I was so much better at softball than Jen is dead.
Where's your wife, Todd?
Vacation.
Discounts like homeowners, multi-policy. I got a discount on this ham.
I've got the meat sweats. It's good ham, Diane.
Pay for those discounts. Give it a rest, Flo.
Yeah, Flo, give it a rest.
It's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Dorr Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that as traders we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade, you got this.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD Hemp Oil Drops are great for aging as well as active dogs.
I'll play it right now if it does. There it is right there.
is headed for the Swartz Creek School Board.
The district is facing a budget deficit and the future isn't looking bright. All new at 6, we're learning what the options are.
And David, when will the board make a decision?
Well, Angie, at this point, that is up
They're talking right now about a school board decision. Is there some school board thing going on you're aware of? Maybe not. So I'm just going to watch. There is this live stream playing. I'll let you just watch it when it comes up. Maybe I could pull the live stream up on the bigger picture. Let me see if I can do that. Because right now it's up on the phone. So let's do WJRT TV live stream.
We discussed and possibly voted on by school board members in the future. The big ones include a 3%.
So here we go. I'm going to unplug it from here.
Selling Mary Crapo and moving.
I'm gonna have to turn it down and up though. So hang in a second.
Selling Mary Crapo and moving its students and child development center to the high school, closing the middle school and reassigning students to the elementary and high schools, and closing an elementary building. Deke, Gaines, and Cyring are on.
So this is I don't want to violate their copyright. I don't want to play restream them without permission, but I will play the piece that they're playing since. Obviously, we gave them the piece. It'd be nice to have them. So they're talking about grandchild attending an elementary, Searing Elementary. I don't know. There's some kind of school board thing going on that people are watching. New at 6. I'm wondering if they're going to play back that story. Let's find out. I will just sit here and monitor this because I'm sure that if they did it at the top of the hour at 4, they'd probably move it towards the middle of the newscast or maybe put it towards the end of the newscast. But since it's still in the news cycle, I know they won't dump tape. They spend money on those reporters to go out and cover this stuff. They're going to use that content because they created it, so they're going to get them as much out of it as they can. Talking about a very good school. Let me just. So now it's full screen. Now we do have TV 12 in here. Look at that. Just like a TV, isn't it? You'd never know that it wasn't.
List of the recommendations, visit our website.
All right, so Damon Maloney's talking about something right now. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with all these reporters because I've never seen them. Jakari Young, they're talking about, looks like a suspect or something.
We're looking for Jakari Young in connection to a critical shooting last month.
Okay, so this is a murder thing. They can only go on with this for so long before they're like, hey, you want to go sign the petition to legalize pot? I'd like to see that story. You know what I should do is, can we plug these speakers in? I think they're already, I need the right cord though. Here, let me just move over here real quickly. I can take this off of this though because I'm wasting data with this. So let's turn that off the phone. It's very exciting, I think. Watch. First off, I haven't had a chance to watch Channel 12 News in a while, so this is kind of refreshing to me. One of these cords plugs in. Dang it. Dangler. Where'd it go? Crap. Here it is. The keyboard go. No. What the? Who the? When the? How the? There it is. All right, so let's plug it in. Oh, there's some feedback. We don't want. I gotta face the mic. There we go. Now you can hear me talking. You can kind of hear what's on here, but
March, federal judge Terrence
see, we got some volume now.
Taking out the trash at his Detroit home. That's when two men walked.
So they're still talking about crime right now. Boy, this is pretty cool, isn't it, Bob? Like this. We've been up in here streaming 24/7. Sometimes playing some tape back overnight to get a little bit of sleep. Still, now they're talking about Kevin Smith. He's been charged with something going on.
Judge Berg hitting him in the leg.
I was surprised when he shot the gun.
This week, Smith was charged.
Heck, I might do this without. I might just do this headphone free like this, so that people can hear what the heck's going on, and I can play music and stuff if they like it.
Is connected to more than
as long as we're not feeding back and it doesn't screw up the.
Senior citizens in Detroit.
Now we get a call from Bobby. Call from Bobby Central. Hang on, gotta plug Bobby in. Here's the Bobby. Let's see. Hang on. Hey, Bobby. How you doing, brother? No, I know. Dude, it sounded... Are you sure? Yeah, I know, but you said you were feeling tortured in there. So, all right. I mean, what's that? Yeah, you were kind of torturing me. But I hope I don't want you to feel like you're in a place you don't want to be. There's breaking news going on Channel 12. Looks like there's a high-speed chase going on in Detroit, and there's a helicopter following it. Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, listen, I'm on the air right now, so I don't have you on the. Nobody's hearing you, but they can hear me.
All right.
I just wanted to, good. If you're going to stay and you're going to start it back in the morning, dude, that would be prime. That would be super helpful. Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself at home. Did you get some stuff? Did you get some stuff to make you feel better? Food and refreshments and such. Oh, dude, you don't want to do that, do you? I mean, I don't really have money for that kind of. I don't. I'm struggling here. I'd give you money for food, but I don't want to do that, dude. Honestly. There is some. Wait a minute. There is some change. If you see the bucket of change, there's probably several dollars in there.
You took my fucking change anyways.
And there's a little like a cup on the TV tray. To the left of the TV, there's a little white plastic cup. Yeah, you go ahead and take that, and there's a bunch of bottles too if you want it. I mean, I got like $10. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the $10 for food, but I don't want to send it to you for yay. But you're welcome to the cash that's there. Is that okay? All right. Awesome, Bobby. Well, get some rest. Feel better. I want you in a better place.
Damn it, flies.
Well, I don't know. It's better than nothing, I guess. I mean, I don't. Check. Well, hello. It'll get you a couple airport bottles or something. Who knows? Right, I'm sure you will. All right, Bobby. Well, I'll hear from you in the morning then. Thanks for calling.
Hey, so...
all right, bye-bye. It's coming back live here. I don't know what happened with the audio. It got so quiet. I gotta check the levels on here. Something happened with the levels, and I don't know what happened. It's been like this the whole time. Using some consumer audio out here, and it's much less forgiving and much less connective than professional audio equipment. So you're listening to the Full Melt Show. It is the end of our reign here in Flint. It is the third leg of our stops. Our 4-city tour is an 8-day tour. And you've been listening to a little bit of tape where I had to get some preparation underway for our move tonight to People's Choice. We're going to be here until midnight as promised. Collect your signatures. We've got some empty sheets coming back, filled, hopefully up. And we also have some people sending people this way yet. So, in the interest of sticking around for those we've promised to gather signatures from, we will be here to do that. Otherwise, we would be failing our mission. That being said, I want to go ahead and, I think, start a new hour, I think, of live and oh, good Lord. Hold up. Wait a minute. Not that one. This one. Over here. Back there. Back here.
20.
Yep. Nope. Not quite yet. Almost.
I want to make sure that I articulate words in a way that you can understand. Because if you can't understand me, if you can't relate to me, I can't give you a message that you'll take with you. And I really want to give you that gift. So, I mean, some people may not identify it as a gift. I don't know. Maybe people are like, shut the hell up, you know. You just shut up already, we'd be all right. I have to make a walk across the room. Just bear with me. I don't have a choice in the matter. I have to walk across the room and holler. Holla! I need something to keep my vocal cords wet, or if I don't, it's just going to be a big bloody mess. I may start spitting blood, I'm sure. God, it really hurts. I'm quite sure, and I'm sorry about the raggedy appearance of this production. I mean, normally I would not do anything like that while I'm on the air, walk across the room. You kind of don't have a choice if you're gonna, maintain hydration. I mean, we just went through this, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours of some tape from earlier in the day, and I only did that so that we could start getting ready for the move, and I had to do some dog walking. I needed to get some food in me, so I did a little of that. Also, I think we fed the dog during that period, and started to make some arrangements for the move and finalize those issues. I may have no other choice but to return to tape. I really honestly want to sit here and talk to people tonight who want to discuss this topic by phone. I know that there are a lot of people who want to talk, and so in the interest of maybe trying to lean in that direction, I think it best if maybe I follow up with a self-directed or self-answered Skype call to see. Where's that noise coming from? It's the noise is the generator. So I'm hoping that I'm not breaking up in the final transmission, because I don't get a clear. On the air, if I'm on the air at an AM or an FM station, I can click over and monitor my own feed and see what the final product that you're hearing sounds like, so I can monitor that. That's what it's for, is a monitor, right? I have no way to do that in this type of broadcast. It's just not an availability. I can tell you I am a little bit short of breath. I think I'm getting a bit of a cold. I think I'm going to do a little inhaler here, just help clean my lungs out a little bit. I can feel the congestion, so I'm going to have to cough some stuff out, I'm afraid. I may be getting a cold on top of this by running myself down, I'm sure. Holding that in for a second. Now it's probably going to make me cough some crap out. No. All I know is that I feel a bit short of breath. And I'm not doing much, so I shouldn't feel short of breath at all. I think it's mostly because instead of breathing, normally when you're talking on the air, you're doing some controlled breathing a little bit so that you can maintain a certain, presence on the air. It's some controlled breathing is involved. And sometimes if you're busy and trying to talk, controlled breathing it takes over, and you're not breathing enough because you're using too much control, and it gets to go a little helter-skelter. You lose a degree of control over how much actual control you apply to your breathing when things start to all kind of blend together. I think halfway through this broadcast I was like, oh my God, there's another half to go. And at this point, I'm like, oh my God, there's still 2 more days to go. I'm so thankful for them, though, because we're so far behind. We're so far behind. Just from this show's original lofty goal of 5,000 signatures, I don't think we're close to 1,000 yet. So it's a lot of work yet ahead of us. I know we did make some headway or gain some headway on those figures today, especially after Channel 12 came out here and did that story that they did. I think I want to play that story again for people who did not have a chance to hear it. So let me go ahead and plug in and do that.
It's an interesting piece. I had a chance to play it a little earlier. I think I replayed it during the tape just a bit ago. But for those who did not get a chance to hear the news story that we worked really kind of hard to hopefully get from some of these places, pay attention, get these signatures on board. This is the report that aired today, I believe, at shortly after 4 o'clock on WJRT TV 12 in Flint. Here's the story as it appears on their website, and came into position today about 6 o'clock.
The supporters of a petition drive that would legalize marijuana use in the state have brought their efforts to mid-Michigan. They want people to stop by our trailer and Bird Highway in Flint and sign a petition. ABC 12's Early Conan is here to explain. Lane?
Well, Terry, inside that trailer is a radio studio, and Steve Green is broadcasting on an internet radio station called The Full Night, urging people to look at the petition. It's part of a four-city tour that started in Royal Oak, made a stop in Lansing, and since yesterday has been in Flint. Now, the trailer is parked in front of the Sweet Leaf Medical Marijuana Dispensary on South Dirt Highway. There are several signs on the trailer related to the petition drive. Green says 252,000 valid petition signatures are needed to put a marijuana reform measure on the 2016 November ballot. The proposal would make marijuana use by adults 21 and over legal. It would set up a system to tax and regulate pot in the state. Green admits setting up the trailer is a publicity stunt to call attention to the cause. During the tour, Green and other supporters hope to collect 5,000 signatures.
We're a little over halfway through that campaign, and I can say we're not anywhere close to that number, but every signature counts. It's a simple plan designed to take the incentive away from police to go after low-level marijuana crimes and concentrate instead on the things that matter to communities and citizens.
Do you think the petition drive has a chance?
Oh, I definitely do. Definitely. I hope more people come out and sign.
Now, the petitions will be available to sign till about midnight tonight. Then that trailer moves down to Ann Arbor, where they will wrap up their tour. All right? Thanks, Evan.
All right, so that's the report. You know, people got to stop texting this number. Do not text this number. Don't text my Facebook page. We're using this phone for broadcasting, and if you do it, that's going to interrupt the program, and people aren't going to be able to hear what I'm trying to play for them. It's not a good idea to text me directly or to instant message me during this live broadcast. So I keep reminding people of that, but I would much rather have you tag me in a post. Write your post, tag me in the post, unless it's something that has to be private. And then you can email me at thefullmelt@gmail.com. You know, if you don't have maybe you're one of those people who's like, you just really has something to say about what we're talking about, or maybe you're opposed, or maybe you're really glad that we're out here doing this. It'd be really helpful if you're one of those people that doesn't want to speak on the radio, that doesn't want to talk, if you would indeed just jot it down in an email and send it forth to thefullmelt@gmail.com. So I'm kind of excited about that Flint report. I think it was a good idea, but I think there's something else that didn't really get mentioned earlier, and I think it's something that really needs to get mentioned, right? And in the meanwhile, really, I think it's really important that to resolve that while we were off air, or not off air, but yes, it doesn't want to connect, which is a bummer. Something's wrong with that, and I So I would like to get them back. They both want to talk to us. I'd like to get them back on the air, but it's hard to do that without being able to Skype into the studio, or not storage studio, connect into the studio so that I can control those computers manually and actually take those calls as they come in. So running off to break, it's 10:16 p.m. You're listening to The Full Melt Show. It's our marathon to Am I Legalized Cannabis for Adult Use in 2016.
You're getting the full melt.
Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The NoSmell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a NoSmell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about NoSmell technology at NoSmell.com.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
We ask people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that might happen in their future. The good things were put on yellow magnets and the bad ones on blue. The results show the past was a pretty even mix of good and bad, yet the future was almost all good things. Now that you've seen the results of this experiment, what does it mean to you?
We all want to think about positive stuff.
Realistically, there will be downtimes.
It's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring.
Prudential, bring your challenges.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Bleeding right from our sleeves, we are. I'm bleeding from the throat as well, if you can't tell by my muffled, ruffled voice. Oh, God. It really hurts. It hurts a lot. My tongue is swelling. It's harder to speak clearly. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to stop. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm not going to stop. Not going to stop doing this. I told you I'd be here 24/7 broadcasting live on location, and here we are, 6 days in, still in front of the Sweet Leaf after they closed at 7 o'clock at 10:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, Eastern Daylight Time. We did switch over. Doing it. Holding out the flame. I'm hoping it will attract the moths necessary to sign the petition to get it on the ballot. I shouldn't have to hope. I shouldn't have to hope at all. So this post about 12 minutes ago from Jeff Irwin. Jeff is a Democratic House member and is currently talking about Democratic House in the state of Michigan. He represents a district in the Ann Arbor area. He posted on Facebook moments ago, right now Michigan House Republicans are moving a bill that will allow unlimited, undisclosed corporate campaign contributions. The bill, SB 571, codifies the Citizens United decision. It actually takes the Citizens United decision and codifies it into law. But it goes even farther, he says. Under Citizens United, dark money campaigns are not allowed to coordinate with the campaigns they are supporting. This move by Michigan Republicans will allow coordination between shadowy corporate donors and the political outcome they seek to buy. Michigan was recently rated an F for transparency and accountability. It's a good thing that F is the lowest grade, because this bill reduces transparency and punctuates the concerns about public corruption. I mean, It's just a facepalm moment, isn't it? I mean, it's really just a facepalm moment. Reclaim our American democracy. ROAD. He puts at the bottom of his note on Facebook today, about 13 minutes ago. They're doing it right now. Moving a bill, Michigan House Republicans moving a bill that will allow unlimited, undisclosed corporate campaign contributions. And you want to say that you're not corrupt. You think that the little sex affair between Gamarant and Corser earlier this year, which got them both expelled from the House, both Tea Party darling Republicans, who are completely against the misuse of public funds as a party, for making government smaller as a party, are standing here trying to say that it's okay now under state law for the unlimited, undisclosed corporate campaign contributions to flow into the coffers of these people running for office. Money corrupts politicians. Money corrupts government officials. In this country, we don't have buildings that collapse because you can't pay off the guy that comes out to inspect your building to make sure it's up to code. And we actually have code that prevents buildings from collapsing and hurting people or killing them, sometimes in the massive hundreds. If you go to a place like India or Pakistan, the rights of property owners are diminished because somebody can just, on your property, erect a building without your permission, without any permits, and without any inspection by government officials before it's occupied. I mean, it's just crazy. That's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? It's exactly what it is, a recipe for disaster. And it happens. Buildings collapse that are unauthorized and aren't up to code in Pakistan all the time. Also in places in India, in rural districts, where there's not a lot of people willing to pay attention to the way or where you construct a building, if indeed you slide them a little dough. Oh, they have building codes in Pakistan and in India. They're not stupid. These are some of the smartest, educated people in the world in these countries. I mean, these people spend a lot of time and money educating. There's a lot of Pakistani and Indian doctors running around, that's all I'm saying. And now all of them are medical doctors. Many of them have doctorates in other fields and sciences. So we're not talking about stupid people at all just because many of the countrymen are tribal in nature and live in rural districts. There's hundreds of thousands of people in some just, rural towns. And I think if you're talking about corruption and how that weeds its way into, corruption in many countries by political officials is kind of accepted as part of the norm of being that political officer. You can, get bribe money from people and kind of look the other way. And for those that don't grease your palm, maybe bring a little more attention to them. A little of what you would call incentive, right? Right now, the dog is having one of his dog dreams. He's running. He's breathing fast, and his little paws are moving. They aren't little paws, man. His paws are almost as big as my hand. That's a big dog. With regards to paw size, he's running in his sleep. I'm telling you, it's reality radio. Sometimes I'll put the flow of consciousness on pause to give you a glimpse into my world. If you have money corrupting political officers, and you begin to accept it as a matter of the law in this case. Now, why would any company have an interest in backing a political candidate somewhere? Don't you think? It seems to me that businessmen tend to be prudent, and they don't tend to spend money that isn't well thought about and strategized, because they want something to come back for the money that they've spent, right? So just with that basic notion, that basic fundamental, just working, you're probably only going to accomplish a decent living. You're probably only going to accomplish maybe middle class in this country. If you really want to climb up to the upper class, the way to that path is through investment of capital. So you'd be better off as somebody in the lower middle class or the lower class, quickly becoming all lower class, to invest your money in real estate and in other leveraging tools that will build you wealth quickly if you know the game you're playing. If you don't, you also stand to lose just as big, and your credit will be impacted in a negative way for a very long time. So you don't take these moves lightly. You want to make sure that you do them correctly, and when you do, and you're successful at it, you can climb the ladder. I mean, look at Barbara Corcoran, one of the most wealthy and notable real estate tycoons in New York City. CEOs, businessmen with a lot of money, they're going to spend money in places where they think they're going to get a return. And they're not going to be buying the House Republicans or the House Democrats or the Senate Republicans or the Senate Democrats in any political campaign in any state or in the federal government if they don't think for some reason they're going to get a return. In many cases, to avoid the appearance of impropriety, saying, oh, well, look, you gave those guys money and then they did some stuff for you, didn't they? Isn't that tit for tat? Isn't that what's tantamount to a bribe? Bribery is not allowed in this country. It's illegal. But you're going to allow black money, dark money from these third-party, basically corporate entities that have banded together with PACs to try and get some person elected somewhere. Don't you think that they're doing that for a reason? Don't you think in the darkness somewhere that there's been some strategy put into place for these people, these companies, these organizations who want to consider themselves as having rights under the U.S. Constitution? They do not. But the Citizens United says they do. They say that you can't limit corporate money spending on political campaigns because it limits free speech. I just want to know this about the Citizens United case. If money is equal to, is synonymous with, is congruent to free speech, then doesn't that by definition, if you follow through the theorem process, doesn't it by definition also say that people who have no money or little money have no free speech or limited free speech? I mean, if you can't limit money because it limits free speech, how do you ensure that the people who have no money indeed are allowed to adequate equal protection, man? What happened to the equal protection clause when it comes to free speech? That's what I want to ask the Supreme Court in all of their wisdom about the Citizens United case. They're never going to answer that question because it's clear that the Supreme Court is just as biased, is just as corrupt as the rest of the country when it comes to influence by money.
don't think for a moment that there isn't much jockeying in play and backroom deals where recorded conversations can't take place because you've been shook down for any recording devices. You're in a soundproof room in a place where you can't really be heard from the outside or be tapped, and there are electronic monitoring devices to make sure that there are no bugs in the room. These places are real. They happen. They're not conjecture. They're not theory. They happen. And these political... Look, I know that political candidates all the time arrange conditions by which nobody can prove what they talked about in a room. It's a lot harder now with iPhones and such. Sometimes you can catch glimpses of those conversations taking place over somebody's shoulder when they didn't know you were capturing that. Probably illegal also. But not if you're out in public, I don't think. If you catch somebody talking something private in public, you probably shouldn't have had your private conversation in public. And if you happen to be recording that, it's no longer really private because your conversation was indeed held in public. You just weren't cognizant enough to realize that was a problem. Now, I might sound like I'm rambling, but I'm not. My point is still about Citizens United and money and limiting free speech. Because right here in Michigan, as it relates to this topic here tonight, and we're going off to break, so I'll talk about that particular part of this later. There are some other things that are happening that I think people absolutely have to pay attention to if you don't want to have more corruption, deeper corruption, more rife, more... I think it's flagrant already. I mean, I think it's blatant corruption that is taking place. These two people that had that little love affair and were, acting like little teenagers and, whatever. People have affairs. People fall in love. Married and otherwise, despite the fact that you're all conservative against all that kind of crap. Often it seems to me that people think that they're forgiven after they do stuff, have a good incentive to just go do stuff because they know ultimately they will, quote-unquote, be forgiven. But they actually ran for office again, Corser and Gamrat, and they ended up losing those elections. The people that elected them the first time said, no. You really screwed this up and gave us a black eye, and no, you're not going back. So they've elected other people to fill those positions, and here's the deal. I know we're coming up on break here. I know we are. I got to just double check and make sure that the audio didn't stop. I can just tell by the clock that's where we're at. Yeah, we had maybe a minute or so left. Not even left. It's coming up now. So I'm going to come back and read you a story that I saw today happen. It was published in one of the Michigan papers or Michigan publications. When we get back from the break, I wonder did I save this? I think I did. Yeah. Calls for stricter regulations in medical marijuana bills receiving mixed support. This according to Fox17online.com. And I'll go ahead and play the bit for you. There's a video piece there. So rather than kind of, give you the gist of the story, I'll just let the story speak for itself. But can't do that until after the break because there's just simply not enough time. But I want to play this for you, and you can talk about, you reflect on government corruption, what I talked about with money influencing people and why these kinds of decisions would be made, because it's abundantly clear to me, with absolution, that many of the things that are going on here are not about public safety, they're not about good public policy, they're not about honoring constituents. These are just dealings being made by very powerful people about who gets the money. And it's really sickening. And I'll bet you if you could trace back some of these campaign contributions, and the FBI really needs to get involved in this, because we got a coming election cycle. They need to be scrutinized at the highest level, given an F-. Who the hell gets an F- on any report? If you're getting an F- on a report, and then you come back and act worse, I mean, it's below failing. I mean, how big of a cockroach can you be? How big of a leech on the stomach of a snake can you be? Play this report for you coming back after break 10:36. You're listening to the Full Melt Show. I'm Steve Green, and we're collecting signatures for Am I Legalized?
Full Melt.
At book club, they were asking me what you're doing now, Janice. Blogging. Your blog is just pictures of you in a mirror. It's called a fashion blog, Todd. Well, I've been helping people save money with Progressive's discounts. Flo, can you get Janice a job? You should have stuck to softball. I was so much better at softball than Janice did. Where's your wife, Todd? Vacation. Discounts like homeowners, multi-policy. I got a discount on this ham. I've got the meat sweats. It's good ham, Diane. Pay for those discounts. Give it a rest, Flo. Yeah, Flo, give it a rest.
It's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 Southport Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that as traders we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade, you got this.
If you're like .com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. PetPain.com. CBD relief for your pets.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show. I don't know how good this is going to work, but I think we're Skype connected in now, and I just don't know if I'm too loud. I don't know. The levels changed when I Skype connected in, and it was just very strange. I'm hoping I'm not blowing things out. I got to look at levels and see where we're at. I know there's some noise, there's some cancellation going on somewhere. I just can't quite tell where it's at. I had to turn the volume way up just to get anything here to work. Volume is very low. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get any use out of it. I got to figure out a way to get this to go louder. I don't know. There's something happened when I did the Skype Connect back into the other studio. I'm trying to hook it up so we can take some phone calls, but I'm not seeing anywhere in here where I can make this better. I'm just wondering if there's a way I can turn up the speaker volume is up on all these things. Team viewer is down. What the hell is that? Oh, I see. So those are muted. It seems like I don't know. I gotta move some stuff around on the screen here so I can check levels and stuff. It's just something is a little bit strange when it looks like this. And what I'm concerned about is the idea that they will not be able to hear us when we start doing. I'm hoping I'm not distorted. I can't even listen on here because maybe I can. Let me just see what kind of level we got here. I'm just going to monitor my own signal really quick on the Spreaker. See what we sound like. Am I plugged in? Yeah. Out is the idea that they will not be able to hear us when we start doing. No, okay, I sound okay there.
Just wanted to listen to the actual stream back. I can't even listen on here because I'm... All right, I'm going to mute that. Hang on. All right, we're done with that. All right, now what I got to do is go back here. I just got to do this for the... I know people have been trying to call the program, and they've been emailing me or texting me saying, oh, dude, we really want you to talk to us on the phone, and I'd really like to talk to you on the phone, so just got to make sure I can still log in over there and accomplish all that. So what I'm going to do is close down this session here and reopen another one so I can get into the other computer because it should let me now. Don't tell me you can't connect. Just keep doing it. There we go. Okay, so now I'm putting the password in so I can connect into my own computer and answer phones, which may not be ringing right now as we speak. So now they did it again. Bobby, put up the damn Google right over the freaking phones. I just want to murder him. What the hell is wrong with you, you idiot? I told him not to do that. I keep telling him not to do that. He keeps doing it anyways. You're useless, Robert. I swear to God you are. And he's putting Skype in over here instead of on the other side. It's just nonsense. You don't know what you're doing, Robert. Cut it out. Damn it. All right, so I don't want Skype over there. That's he's got Skype open on a different computer, and it's not piped in. He's just messed up. All right, can we... There's dial tone. But it's so... Yeah, so the dial tone's there. It's a decent volume. I'm just wondering if we're going to be able to... Now, let's find out. Hang on a second. I'm going to drop the call now. So if you want to call 844-420-TALK, 844-420-TALK, I do have a Skype connection in there, and so we'll be able to take your calls as they come in. Just text some people back that were talking about this. Back on the phones if you want to call. And then also, I'm hearing some feedback, some like internal feedback here. I better turn that down a little bit for now. I think it's the Skype mute. I got to hit the Skype mute on this end. That might be what I have to do. No, because if I hit the Skype mute, they won't be able to hear me back in the studio, which is connected to the phones. I can't do the Skype mute. I'm going to give him a smiley face. And this was in the form of a dog holding his leash with a smile on his face. And then let's see if Mike wants to talk. And then Hoss, I got to text Hoss to make sure he knows. Hoss. Here we go. Back on the phones. Hang on. I'm texting right now. I can't look at. I'm probably kicked out of the team viewer now. Hang on. Oh, geez. There's people are posting stuff I can't see on the Facebook. Anyways, hold up. So there we go. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-8255. I can see the screen now, and I'm able to answer your calls and talk to you from our live broadcast out here in front of the Sweet Leaf. We're out here for less than, 2 hours now? What's going on? Where are we at? It's 10:44. We got an hour and 15 minutes left before we got to leave. We're hoping to get some more people out here before we actually do take off. We certainly would like to have you a part of that plan. Again, the phone number while I'm out, you can take it while you got it if you get the chance, 844-420-TALK, or if you really want to just send an email in and we'll read it on the air. Or you can also, when you call the number, it gives you an opportunity if you want to go to voicemail. You can just take the voicemail option and just leave the message there. I'll get that and play it here if we want. If you don't want to talk on the air. I'd rather talk to people, though, because this is a radio show and not, a message board or a social media place. So it would be helpful if we got that far. It's very frustrating when I'm trying to do the call thing, and I got Robert over there. In the meanwhile, he's not even got the call screener a studio in a place where he doesn't even care. He's not even trying to follow instruction. He's just so deluded in his own mind. And I feel so bad for him that he can't focus enough to just follow simple instruction and actually have a work ethic and do your effing job. It's so troublesome to me. Here's the story from Fox 17 online from earlier today.
It's easy to buy.
Oh, no, we're going to have a progressive commercial now. So it's a Progressive insurance commercial, da-da-da-da-da. Progressive. You know, you can save money on your auto insurance. Progressive. There you go. You know, what are you going to do? I'm just waiting for the commercial to end because, you know, it's not apropos to play the commercial. We're just looking for the Fox 17 report. Here we go. Oh, that's Farmers Insurance. I'm sorry. It's not Progressive. It's Farmers.
There is a push for change and clarity in Michigan's medical marijuana laws, but the support for that change seems to be fading after changes were made to this dispensary bill last week. You may remember that Senator Jones threw out a veteran of testimony at that meeting when the vet called police thugs during his opposition to the bill.
And today, in an effort to once again draw support, a bipartisan group met at the Capitol to explain why stricter regulations are needed. And Fox 17's Dana Chiklis joins us tonight from inside the Capitol building with the latest.
When we talk about reforming Michigan medical marijuana laws, both sides will tell you that helping patients is at the heart of the issue. But with recent stricter regulations written into these bills stuck in the Senate, the question has become, do these regulations work more to crack down on illegal activity, or do they make it harder for patients to get their medicine?
What we have now, basically, is a form of organized crime.
State Senator Rick Jones here urging this bipartisan coalition Tuesday to help pass the dispensary, non-smoking, and seed-to-sale tracking bills, but with stricter regulations. But it's these regulations that are costing the bills the support of many medical marijuana advocates.
We see Senator Jones having to drum up support for the new version of the bills after last Tuesday's hearing because he's introduced some ridiculous restrictions into the language of the bills. He's going to introduce a 3-tier alcohol model system for distribution for medical marijuana. That's not demonstrated to be needed.
Supporters not in attendance here tell Fox 17 they're no longer on board with these bills. Supporters like the Michigan chapter of NORML, National Patients' Rights Association, as well as several pediatric patient groups, all despite supporters of the amended bills saying more regulations would benefit the patient.
Our patients are why we got into this business, and the commitment to our patients is why we want strong regulations.
The point of contention here is the proposed tier licensing system for growers, distributors, and retailers, a system that's similar to alcohol regulations. Patient rights groups who are opposed to the tiered system say this could drive up prices, while those in favor say it prevents a monopoly.
I would rather have a start from scratch with positive interaction from patient organizations and not just business organizations than to have these bills passed right now. It disturbs me that the language has been so radically changed from where it was at the end of 2014. It's gone from a functional piece of legislation to a non-functioning reward system for big commerce and big business.
So that's the goal here, to make sure that we bring this into the world of legality, and that if somebody is truly sick, they can get something that's like a prescription, that's safe and secure.
And as far as a vote goes, it's clear that these recent amendments to these bills have widened opposition as they move forward into 2016. For now, we're in Lansing. Dana Chiklis, Fox 17 News.
GRPD officers.
You know, that's the story from Fox 17 online, posted today. And you know, this just, I'm sorry, that was posted yesterday evening. I didn't see the story yesterday. For some reason, I saw some link to it today. But this is the kind of stuff. Now, in the face of the same people over in the House trying to say, oh, you know, let's pass legislation that codifies Citizens United, the U.S. Supreme Court decision, into Michigan law that says, you know, you can't restrict money into political contributions. Look, money is the thing that corrupts political campaigns. It's the thing that twists your vote into something that it was never intended or meant to mean, and has unintended consequences. And so for Senator Jones to stand there in all sincerity, it's laughable for him to say that in the face of the House Republicans trying to get big money in there for their own little pockets, to say that in some form or other, the current medical marijuana system that was passed by Michigan's voters is somehow some kind of form of crime. some kind of organized crime.
You're getting the full melt.
You need legal help. You don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release. We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that, as traders, we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
You know, we are back here on the Full Melt at thefullmelt.com with our broadcast marathon, 8 days in length.
I'm gonna need someone to help me.
My voice is straining and giving way. Sorry about we're already having some audio difficulties with volume level controls. I have no idea what happened there in the studio that would cause the studio to, when I Skype connect, to all of a sudden lose all that volume. Something terrible's happened, and I'm getting some kind of feedback from the Skype system or from being connected to that studio, and I don't know why. See that noise? That's feedback of some sort. It sounds like low-frequency feedback, and I have no explanation from where it's coming from. And what bugs me is that, I've got a guy that I put in place to go down there and mess with the soundboard just only in a way that gives us some access to things that I don't have remote control over or I'm able to remote control into because of some technical barrier, which sometimes pops up from time to time. And this is a guy that if he gets in your car is compelled, like a little kid, to push every button in front of him. And I know he fights against that overwhelming desire, that draw, every time he gets in the car, but occasionally he will give into it and he'd start pushing buttons and just giggle like a little girl. And one time he actually pushed a button that released the hood on my car, and when we drove away from the theater that we were at, I happened to be watching a movie at the time, when we drove away from the theater, as soon as I got on the expressway, the hood flipped up and smashed because it was no longer latched down. The hood release mechanism had been pushed in the button-pushing ceremony. I mean, he was just doing everything to make the water on the windshield wipers go and buzz the windows up and down and buzz the little remote control mirrors back and forth. Every button on there, turning the heat on in the middle of the summer. Every button on there, just clicking through them. And what he did was he went down and I know he's been pushing buttons on there because the last time I checked the studio, he was, some things were lit up that should not be lit up on that board, and it makes things dysfunctional in way of audio. And I think something has been done back there that he shouldn't have done, that made the audio coming back from the Skyped-in studio bad. So I'm really concerned that the audio level from our guest is going to be extremely low because of that Skype connection. Because I'm telling you, as soon as I disconnect from Skype, there's some kind of feedback coming back through. So, and I can't even see. So 844-420-TALK. Let's just try the phones and see if we can do them that way. If you want to call in, I'm going to spend some limited time on the phones here. I've only got an hour left before we got to start busting down and moving. And so I will stay maybe broadcasting a little bit from here, time to I don't know. I don't think I'm going to broadcast on the trip down to Ann Arbor. And the reason is because nobody can, nobody's going to, unless you want to surprise me. If you're listening in the Ann Arbor area and you want to come down there at 1 o'clock in the morning and surprise me by signing the petition when we get there in front of the People's Choice, which is, we're a little off the beaten path. I thought we were going to be prominently right on the road. That's what I said in the request. But we needed a good place in Ann Arbor. This is the best we could come up with. And I thank the people at People's Choice for allowing us the opportunity to come down there and help affect some change by giving people access to this petition drive 24 hours a day for the last 2 days of the official gathering campaign that began on June 20th and will end on December 20th. Now, we're still, I believe, as an organization, going to be collecting signatures. It's been formally announced by the board that they're going to continue to gather signatures into January and possibly even February as some of these professional signature gatherers come on board and start just cleaning up in the state and make their rounds and get the remaining that we need. This is going to happen. I mean, one way or another, this is going to happen. 844-420-TALK, 844-420-8255 for a few more minutes if you want to talk on the air tonight. I know Danny Fuller wanted to talk, and I know Haas wanted to talk, but apparently now they're upset that I wasn't there at the time they needed him to be. I couldn't Skype in, so I had no way of taking the calls, and we had some transitions taking place in way of live broadcasting versus some live streamed tape back that was playing while we were doing some essentials here back just for living. That were not interesting on the radio. I had to take the dog for a walk. We had to do some feeding. We had to gas up the generator. That generator can't run out of gas, or we don't have any power to broadcast with. So we still have to break down the computers tonight and soundboards and all the connections that go with those, pack them away, get them in places where they're not going to bounce around. The dog's got to get transferred into another vehicle. All three dogs do. I got some great pictures of the dogs. If you want to look them up on Facebook today, you can check those out. Yeah, so the thing with the team leader thing is I can't stay logged in too long. I've got to keep moving that mouse around because if I don't, it just kicks me off and I got to log back in. And you might be trying to call during that time. So if you want to give us a ring, I know there were some people who were bugging me earlier. Hey, I've been calling. What's wrong with the phones? Well, the reason is because I'm not logged in and there's nobody there right now in the main studio. I'm kind of controlling it myself from here. Look, if I can't get somebody else to do it, I'll do it my damn self, right? Boy, it got hot in here. I know it's cold outside, but it got warm in here. I'm just going to maybe disrobe a little bit. Oh. Yeah, it's just a little warmer than I thought it would be. Given I know it's chilly outside, so we've got a space heater in here cranking out some heat, but occasionally I'll just get overwhelmingly warm. I don't know if that's an indication or sign that I'm getting sick or not, but something's definitely going down. 844-420-TALK. Taking your calls right now. Open lines if you want to talk about something cannabis related, or if you want to talk about seeing us on the news, or if you want to talk about somebody that's on their way down here to drop off a signature or to sign. Please give us a call. It's a toll-free number, and we'll put you on the air. So, it's interesting when you see. Now, here's the other problem. If I switch away and start, bringing you other content right now. Yeah, it's important if you're going to call, you call when I make the call for it, because right now, while I don't have a studio, first off, I don't have an adequate guy running the board back there if he can't figure out that there's a call coming in because he covers the screen with a Google's page. It kind of pisses me off because people were calling and he's not doing his job, and it's just, it makes the content on the show suffer, and it makes me angry that I even put him in there. But lesson learned, I guess. You got to have some focus, and you got to be able to pay attention and have some endurance and be willing to tough it out. This is just a character that's never been forced to do that ever before, especially under the threat of not having an ability to sustain himself. I'm really worried that Bobby's going to fail if he doesn't kick it in gear and start really buckling down and paying attention, or at least if he can't do that, get a medication that will allow him to do so. Because if he doesn't do something, it's going to get ugly for Robert, and I don't wish him ill. I've always been around to kind of stick up for that guy because he's a nice guy for the most part, but just completely misguided. Oh, God, he's so misguided. And so there's something helter-skelter in there. I just have a hard time making it out, and I just don't want to see that guy have further problems. It's really frustrating, especially when you've known people for a long time and they start displaying symptoms that you're uneasy about and have no real way of assisting in a great deal other than offering things like a job where he couldn't get one before, and then he won't do the job, which is why he's sometimes, I guess, in my opinion, unemployable. He can't stick to a commitment. Look, Robert would have been fired long ago if I had treated him like any other employee. I keep giving Robert breaks, but he's always had the breaks under the guise of living it with his parents. Now that he's not doing that at 33 years old, seems like you better buckle down and figure out that your parents can't bail you out of an FU session because I got mommy and daddy to take care of me. I mean, there are a lot of people who live, well into their 20s with their parents because it's gotten really hard to exist without that help. But if you're going to break away and decide to make a run on your own because it's too much burden at the place that's taking care of you and you can't live under that thumb, you better be prepared and have the resources to extend to yourself that were previously being provided to you, and you're not really well prepared if you've never been out in the world. So I think that's what's going on right now, a hardcore learning session the hard way. But I'm afraid that he may not be able to sustain some of those rough tumbles because there are a lot he's got to catch up on, and he might just get too injured over the tumbles and collapse, and that's what I'm worried about. If you suffer from any kind of depression or bipolar issues or other brain diseases that sometimes involve chemical dependency or maybe chemical imbalances just as a matter of illness, it's really important that you reach out to people and try and work with them. It's counterintuitive to some of these illnesses to try and work with them to seek assistance, and then not to rebuke the assistance once it comes in a form that you're not going to be liking of. I'm not saying that some of these answers are the best answers, but if they make you functional, if they give you ability that you didn't have before, you might want to start thinking about, what that can do for you and the opportunities it may present aside from the fears you have about taking medications. It's part of the illness to not want to take medications when you have some of these disorders. It makes you kind of a bit paranoid, like the medications are a conspiracy by other people that are causing you to be ill, and you don't need them because the medications are what actually are making you ill. That's what your brain is telling you, and it's just not in tune with reality. To join in, to chime in and say your piece. Uh-oh. Is that a Skype issue? We lose Skype? Oh, we're getting a call. There we go. We're connected somewhere. Hello? Something happened. I wonder if the audio got any better. I don't know. It's very confusing. TeamViewer wants to disconnect. I'm not trying to do that. Can I hear this? I can indeed hear it. Question is, if I took a call, could they hear me? I'm not sure about that. All right. I don't know what audio is present or what's playing, what's going on. We should have had a close at the top of the hour. I think I disrobed during that period. I took headphones off. I might have missed the close. Like I said, it's a little bit rough and tumble at this point. I may just choose to start putting some former audio on if we don't have any more audience participation, or if people aren't going to, call when they said they wanted to. I asked people about an hour ago to stand by because we were in transition, but apparently they didn't want to wait too long, so they kind of gave up on that bit of a time. Yeah, I think at this point, just for the interest of sanity, I'm going to put some tape back on and then go back to the situation. So I'm going to get rid of the Skype connection because it's no longer necessary and it's costly with regards to data usage. So we did away with that. We're going to pick back up, I think, here on some tape that we had playing earlier, just to kind of give us a chance to finish buttoning down. Remember, we're going to make that transition to 2245 West Liberty Street in Ann Arbor tonight. I hope to see you out there sometime before we hit the morning hours and maybe bring some, inspiration to us for having done all this work to get those signatures. Some more flagging people down. Come on out and do the thing. So I'm going to go back to some tape now. We'll see you live back in Ann Arbor after we get moved down there, perhaps, or maybe in the morning. Depends on how the move goes and what's going on. But for now, Steve Green signing back off to some pre-recorded tape from earlier in the day. No. Ah, jeez, Limburger. Oh, those are some old jokes right there, I'll tell you. Boy, that's doing me in. I tell you what, I started with a rich, deep voice. Now I'm all this raspy version. I sound like freaking who's that country singer with the raspy voice? The lesbian chick. Yes, I sound like Melissa Etheridge on Helium. Did you see that? That dog is awesome. Love that dog. People are posting about it already. How cool is that? There's a little montage. You see how the montage goes? But he's got his little back leg over the little dog. You see that? Like he's got his arm around her. I mean, that dog, he could crush that dog just by sitting on her. He's got his little back leg around her while he's chewing on his toy, and she's chewing on her toy. It's so cute. It's the cutest picture ever. One of the best pictures I've managed to ever snap. Pictures are all about opportunity, you know what I mean? You capture a moment in time. So you have to, part of it's about being in the right place at the right time, because some of the best scenic pictures are time dependent. Like when you get ice fog, after a nice ice fog, if you go outside in a wooded area, the ice fog has left everything danced in this frost that is not normal. Like frost normally settles on the ground, so you get frost a little bit on the ground, but when there's ice fog, it comes in and it frosts everything. And it's like the ice storm came, but it's not ice, it's just frost. But it looks beautiful, and it's fleeting. If you get the sun shining down in the morning, as soon as the sun comes out, man, all that ice frost goes away. It's only sun comes up, and then as soon as it does, it goes away. So if you happen to be there in that just few minutes before it's melted off, it's this capturement of beauty that nobody else really gets to see because it's so fleeting. Same thing with that picture. That was a fleeting moment, and I happened to just be there to capture it. Part of it's about framing up subjects too. Like getting rid of the difference between a snapshot and the photo is all in about composition. How did you frame it? Is the subject the center, and is everything else in the background supportive of the subject? That makes a great photograph. Sorry, I'm getting the puff ass eyes. Like, shut the hell up about the photo already. I'm just saying. No, I can't.
You have to give the eye.
I have the gift of pause. That's the problem. It's smoke a pause. That's what I call it. Smoke a pause. It's like drop the smoke a pause already. Smoke a pause is not to be confused with Santa Claus, but I wouldn't kick him out. Smoke a pause is pretty cool. Never mind. Smoke a pause is not affiliated or related to Santa Claus in any way. I'm just telling you. But but little elves do smoke pipes, and I'm sure the fat jolly ones do as well. Who knows what's in there? That's all I'm saying. It's not going to be mistletoe. I'll guarantee you, it's not mistletoe in there. It's Look, if you're in a sleigh, if you're a fat guy in a sleigh, you can ride all over the country, and there's a reindeer doing the steering, right? Yeah, no, it's going to be that autoflower, right? That's what you're going to get up there in the North Pole. You can eat some autoflower. Oh, I'm talking about cannabis and claws. It's Canada Claus. Hey, what are you going to Halloween this year? I'm coming as Canada Claus. Oh, that is right. I think that's awesome. No. What's that? That's from The Christmas Story. It's one of my favorite films. Kid, they filmed that movie in downtown Cleveland and in a certain house on Clark Street in Cleveland. I remember at the time, the house, I think, was sold, and then it was whoever had the new house. This is the same house that all the dogs come running out of when they attack the Thanksgiving turkey. Remember that? The Christmas turkey? There's a bunch of dogs in the house. And I think they're the neighbor's dogs. They're not in the house. They're the neighbor's dogs. But he's always the guy that the father in the film is always beating back those dogs. Oh, you rotten son of a! And he's always get away from me, get out there. And then every scene he's coming in the house, he's fighting off these dogs. And then one day on Christmas Day, somehow the dogs they're paying attention to the glowing electric sex in the window, which is that crazy leg lamp, and that he won as a prize. While they got the turkey out, they're just waiting for mom to finish putting the dressing, and the dogs come running through the house and they totally destroy the Christmas dinner. There was one dog running out with a turkey or something, and they come running out of that house. That's the house, but it had been dilapidated, and so they were actually freshened it up and were using it as a tour place because the movie was so popular. Every year made its rounds. I'm getting the puff pass eyes again. So I'm telling you, I'm Canada Paws. I am Canapause. I shall pause the cannabis circle, and then I shall switch directions just to confuse the stoners. Canada Claus, or Canapause. See, I'm not getting it all mixed up. That's you know how you get a Canapause? If you let the dog walk through your weed. Canapause. Never mind. He's stretching it now. He's like, don't even try, dude. Get over it. Look, you're past funny when you're just funny just talking, because I'm. You know how many days I've been up doing this crap? It all blends into one after a while. Especially, if you're making the rounds. So, I got pizza left over from last night. Oh, that pizza was really good. Got a little bit of Little Caesars. Oh, man, and I got it in right under the wire, too. It was like 58 minutes after 9 o'clock. They close at 10, and she's like, would you like pickup or delivery? And I'm like, yes, because it's only just up there. You just have to walk up there, but it was still. It's on the GPS. Is it closer than that? It's Little Caesars.
You can see the street light from here, right?
I think so.
You know how close the street light is, but that's Little Caesars
Right there. They got to find out. They got. They got a $5 tip out of me for delivery. Right. I was just like, wow. I was surprised that they were going to deliver, but I think they saw how close it was, and they're like, it's just right there. It is right before 10 o'clock. All right, send it out there. It makes me mad because where I'm from, they're open until 10, but if you call up and order a pizza, thinking they're going to deliver it to you, at the end of your ordering, they'll tell you, all right, that'll be about 20 minutes, da-da-da-da-da, and then you're like, well, yeah, but you don't know my address. How can you, I didn't give you my address, and they're like, oh, well, we don't have delivery now. We stopped delivering at 9:30. Well, thanks for telling me that before I ordered a frickin' pizza, because I can't come down there. You guys are too far away, and I'm on foot. It happens all the time. Bugs the heck out of me. You get the younger crowd, from the high school guys, and I just got out of high school kind of thing. And they're like, look, I put some sauce on a piece of bread with some cheese and threw some vegetables on there and heated it up. What the hell do you want from me? I got the worst pizza from somebody. I think it was a Hungry Howie's pizza. In fact, I'm saying Hungry Howie's pizza because it was Hungry Howie's pizza. But I ordered a large ham, onion, pineapple, and it's a 16-inch pie, and they of that 16 inches, whoever the teenager was that made this, it was towards the end of a weekend night, it had like a 4. So they got the flavoring and then 2 inches of blank crust, and then, which is just baked bread basically, and then you've got this circle size. It's like about the size of a saucer. Like a cup for a saucer for a cup, and then there's cheese and a few toppings, and I'm like, in what world is this considered a pizza? Because I'll never go to that universe. I took a picture of it, and I called and complained, and I don't remember if they ever made the pizza good. I think they did make the pizza good. But it took me a while, man. I had to actually send them the picture. I said, "Look, if you don't believe me, what's your cell phone number? I'll text you a photo of this pizza, and you tell me if this is something you would accept at your door." Restaurant, you're killing me. You're killing our business. So you got to go. Maybe you don't have to go, but maybe we bust you back to dishwasher and you can start watching what's going on back here instead of jumping into making pizzas. Look, anybody who's ever made a pizza knows that this is not rocket science, right? I mean, this is really not difficult to figure out. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. No, we're good. I thought for a second there that we were getting towards the end of our 5-hour chunk of broadcasting. I just got to look real quick and see where that's at. It is 6:22, so you're pretty close. Getting a lot of people now commenting on the pictures with the love dogs. Rose. Oh, Joe, that's another share too. Boy, the dogs are more viral than the MI legalized. I don't get it. I should have. That would be badass. 2 little dogs with MI legalized. Oh, get to knitting. What are you waiting for, Janine? You like to knit? No crocheting for you? Oh, you got somebody at Sacred Elements up in there. You know that somebody up in there got a talent for. Yeah. Maybe we can get them to knit them some little sweaters. Well, that's a long order process, though. It's going to take me a few nights to knit a sweater. You guys are going to be done with this by that. But I'll tell you what, I'd be taking those little sweaters with me everywhere, even after. Look, these dogs helped get cannabis legalized for adults. That's pretty funny. This is their active gear. Or what they call activist gear. Look, what we should do. It's like a label for dog clothes. Why do people put clothes on dogs? I guess if it was really cold and I had to take that big dog out for a walk, I might put a sweater or something on him.
I didn't have to special order it for her. I would. Hers has to be special ordered.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Over the internet.
Oh, right on. Cool. Well, we're gonna camp out here until midnight, and And then I think it's best for us to move through the overnight hours rather than in the morning, because in the morning I think about 7 o'clock we're going to start to get some snowflakes, and I think that's going to bug people out about moving a travel trailer that's a summer travel trailer around in the snow. Oh, you won't even notice that we're here after we're gone. We'll do a little walk around and clean up.